Hello, people. Welcome back to another stream. Welcome back to the YouTube channel, people. It's a bit of a weird one today. It's a bit of a weird one because of the obvious, but we're still going to talk football. We're obviously going to talk about what happened earlier today very briefly as well, but I didn't want to put it in the title. I didn't think it was appropriate to, make a video about it, but um, we're going to still talk football. We're going to still talk about the game and stuff like that as well. But listen, make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe as well. We're trying to hit 1K as soon as possible, people. So thank you for the support as of recently as always. Big up to Prime. Fucking hell, there's a L. Oh, El Sackico. Yeah, El Sackico. Okay, all right, fine. El Sackico. uh, let's go. Wolves. Big up to Charlie as well. We're gonna win. He's gonna stay. The shit show continues. I swear the font is different. I could be bugging, yeah, but when I just brought up the comments here, I swear the font is slightly different on StreamYard, but I don't know. I meant to spell out El Sackico, but also correct messed me up. Uh, it is the El Sackico. Like any El Sackico that we've witnessed, um, it's never been more of an El Sackico than this, and we'll get into that. What actually happened to Antonio? I hope him and his family is okay. Yeah, we'll get into that first. I don't know whether there was anyone in the car with him, but I assume there wasn't. Antonio crashed his car today. I don't know what caused the crash and stuff like that, but obviously due to the conditions that obviously the weather and stuff, I'm assuming that part that would have played a part, but the crash looked really bad and stuff like that as well. And obviously originally, what was it today? We obviously saw the whole thing on what's it called on when it was announced because the crash, what's it called the physical thing of the crash was leaked before the actual statement itself. So there's a rumor already flying around West Ham Twitter, but then it reached everyone when obviously the whole thing came out and the club put out a club statement. Um, West Ham can confirm striker Mikel Antonio today has been involved in a road traffic accident. The thoughts and prayers of everyone at the club. Owen Mikel, his friends and family at the title club will issue a statement. And then let me get the other tweet up. Where is I don't know whether it's deleted or not. No, okay, no, it's here. All right. No, I don't know where the other tweet is. The other tweet's gone on the profile, so I guess it wasn't. But maybe it was deleted. But they issued the fact that he was in stable condition. So the positive is that he survived because that could have been bad because I think everyone feared for the worst. I think everyone feared for the worst, and I know that like that kind of like that kind of shocked me a little bit when it all happened because, bro, I was like, nah, not just don't just let's just pray that he's okay. And I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to say. It was sort of thing like I was just worried. I was just worried. I was just purely worried. I didn't even know if I was going to stream. If he wasn't in stable condition, I probably wouldn't have streamed today, just purely for the fact that something's happened. I wasn't going to make a video about it. Wasn't going to make a TikTok about it. Wasn't going to do anything about it. I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to like you'll probably see me talk about it on Twitter and that's it. I didn't want to like even though I don't make money off this anyway. I didn't want to make a title and thumbnail about it. But at least he's okay. We don't know if he's going to play in his career again, let alone this season. He probably won't play this season. Let's be real. We don't even know if he's gonna play again for the whole game. But listen, like big up to everyone that obviously showed their support to Antonio online and stuff. And luckily he's okay. But we're gonna get into the game now. We're gonna get into the game. Obviously, contribute in the chat and smash the like button, people. Fucking hell, Ryan. But big up to Ryan as well. So glad Antonio's okay. Shocked everyone the photo. The crash looked awful. Yeah, at least it's okay. And you're gonna do this on every stream now I'm on in it on this congrats to Arsenal thing. You do it on my DMs, on this congrats to Arsenal on my premieres, on every stream that I do. You're really persistent with this. Sure it is. I understand when people call you a troll now. I understand, but is what it is. If we wasn't gonna win before, we surely will now. Oh, fucking up! My phone is fucked. Hold on. Sorry. Give me a sec. Phone is fucked up. If we wasn't gonna win before, we surely will now because the players will get out for Antonio surely. And if they don't, even though I want us to lose, I'll be fuming. Yeah, that's the thing that It's either going to be one or two ways, isn't it? It's either going to be they come a comatose with the emotion, and they can't handle it because the atmosphere is going to be weird regardless. It was always going to be weird before this, but it makes it even worse now because the fans are going to get behind like the whole thing because it's just like Antonio and all that. But the fans are not happy with what's on the pitch, and there's going to be so many like weird feelings going into the ground, sort of thing. Like we're probably not even going to be like there's going to be half the fans are probably not even going to be thinking about the match. They're going to be thinking about Antonio, and the other half that are somewhat focused on the match aren't probably up for it. I think there was something of like 20,000 unlisted tickets. I'm going to be there because I have a season ticket. I've already paid for it. They already have my money, so I might as well turn up. They're not going to care if I don't turn up because they have my money. So I'm going to be there. But this is what I've not been in a situation where I wanted West Ham to lose since the Pellegrini era. I've not been like this because I knew Moyes was going to go anywhere. So I never really rooted for us to lose when Moyes was gone to get it over and done with because Moyes was going to go anyway. Yeah, big day Monday. Big up to the Villa fan as well. Also, hope Antonio is good. Not sure whether it's rumours, but heard he hurt his legs badly. Yeah, it was in a crash. I don't know what. I don't know whether it was his femur. So it was something. I don't know what he broke. I don't know what the rumor was specifically. But yeah, he's communicating. He's conscious. That's the main thing. Easier said than done. It's about handling the emotion in the right way. No doubt the players will be motivated to win for him, but they also have to stay in control. This is the thing as well. I think we're going to win on Monday, and this is coming from me, who never thinks we're ever going to win any game because I never predict to win, no matter who we come up against. Even if we was to come up against a League Two team or a National League side, I predict that we'd fumble it and we'd somehow lose because everyone thought we'd beat Leicester. With Wolves, they're in a similar situation to us, where their fans don't want them to win. Now, we all saw on Twitter the West Ham fans and Wolves fans swapping profile pictures because they're sick of Gary O'Neill. They're sick of and our fans are sick of Lopetegui. This is a former West Ham player that used to manage Wolves coming up against a former Wolves manager that walked out on them just over a year and a half ago. And they've got Craig Dawson, we've got Max Kilman, two former players coming up against each other as well. This is going to be like the storyline's kind of right itself. The storyline's kind of right itself in the sense of all these former players, and it's proper El Sackico. I think all the neutrals will enjoy how much of a shit show it's going to be. Let's be real. My thing with the whole thing is just this is going to be one of the few games we win, and as Charlie said earlier, it's going to be an ongoing cycle because this is what happens. What do we always say? What have I always said when the West Ham manager is about to get sacked? We turn into prime Barcelona. That's why we beat Newcastle. It happens all the fucking time. Under David Moyes, when he was on the verge of getting sacked and he had one game left, we beat Nottingham Forest at home, we beat Southampton at home, and we beat Everton at home. Those were the times where he was nearly going to get sacked, according to reports. Even if Lopetegui was to stay, what the fuck does that prove? Like, this is kind of the point with this club. What on earth does it prove him winning one game? Because we've got Bournemouth away and Brighton at home next. We're not winning those games. We might win against Wolves. We're not winning at Bournemouth away. We're not beating Brighton at home. We don't win against those two teams anyway, unless they have Gary O'Neill. We actually have never ever lost to Gary O'Neill as a manager. We've never lost to Gary O'Neill, a team under Wolves or Bournemouth. We beat Wolves twice last season, and the season he managed Bournemouth, we beat them twice as well. Even in the cup, we beat Bournemouth at home. I mean, no, to be fair, that was under Iraola. So, yeah, I'm getting them too confused. But we've beaten Gary O'Neill 4 times. Yes, all of those was under David Moyes. So maybe it was that. We had more quality against them on a day, and Moyes just got over the line against Gary O'Neill. But I remember that Wolves game where we faced them last season. They had a lot of injuries, and they should have won. We scored a corner and a penalty. So we got lucky in that game. And they had a disallowed goal that was, yeah, cool. That shouldn't have been disallowed. With them as well, they're sick of the Gary O'Neill football. And I completely understand. Because with Gary O'Neill, I've never rated him as a manager. I never rated him. I was a bit shocked when Bournemouth sacked him at the time. But when I found out the reasons, I understood. I'm not one of these fans that, because it's not my club, that I'm like, how dare you sack this man and how ungrateful are you? Because it's worked out for them now. And all those people are eating their words because they hired the right man. They upgraded on a coach. Gary O'Neill has shown nothing to show that he's a good coach. He's shown nothing. They have good individuals, Wolves, at times. That's why they win the odd game, like against Fulham, where Mateus Cunha scores a hat trick. Imagine if Cunha was in that Wolves right now. They'd be with Southampton, and even Wolves are just about above Southampton in the bottom three. They lost 4-0 to Everton. I know Craig Dawson scored 2 of the goals for Everton, but a 4-0 loss to Everton. Even we don't do that. So that's why I think we'll get over the line. They've got quite a few defensive injuries. Then again, their mistakes coming from being under pressure on the ball, trying to play out from the back. And what do? We don't press. We just sit high up the pitch. So these players will either, because Bowen's the captain, he'll probably rev the players up. I don't know who's going to play because Antonio obviously. What was our last game actually? Who did we play last? Leicester. So Antonio came on as a sub and stuff. Don't think Fulcrook's going to start. Ings looked like he picked up an injury in the first half of the Leicester game. So I'm assuming it's going to be Jarrett Bowen up front. Bowen could have Somerville front three. Don't think Bowen's a striker, regardless of how the players we play. Even if we do score, it's probably going to be from like a corner or from them giving the ball away. And it's bad when I think we're going to win. Oh yeah, I'm going to get to that in a minute. Actually, your right winger will score a hat trick of the same 3 goals. Little reference to Madueke there. We're at home though, so we can't even call the place a shithole. I mean, then again, our stadium's a shithole. A mate of mine told me he read somewhere that his legs were crushed, but I wouldn't be surprised. The car looked really bad. He's lucky to be alive. Facts. Luckily, he is alive. West Ham to win 2-1 and Lopetegui stays until 2 years. Fucking hell, 2 years from now, I think I'd be on. Actually, I'm not going to say that. Mike, I feel Loppy will be out the door by the end of the week, no matter what the result is. Monday, the new coach will be very. We'll see. It seems like coming out from the club that it's D-Day, meaning that it's the most crucial game of the season in terms of the fact that if Lopetegui wins, they'll keep him for the next couple of games. But the problem is, we've got them 2 games, then we've got Liverpool. I think we've got Liverpool somewhere around that. We've got someone at home, and then we've got Liverpool. I can't remember who else it is. And then we've got Southampton. They're probably going to lose 3 of the 4, but because we beat Southampton, we'll probably keep ourselves afloat. So that's kind of the problem. We're kind of in an ongoing cycle. And that was kind of the problem with the Newcastle game. I think everyone thought, that's why it was put out there in the media, that Newcastle and Arsenal were the last 2 games that Lopetegui was going to have, because everyone expected him to lose both of those games. But we actually beat Newcastle. When do we ever win at Newcastle away? The last time we won against Newcastle was 3 years before we actually did win them. So there you go. I didn't expect him to get sacked after Arsenal. It was purely off hope because of the quick turnover towards Leicester. But they had no excuse after Leicester away. I don't care how much Lopetegui begged for his job. Begged for one more stay, and the fact that he's lost the dressing room already does not help. Who keeps a manager that loses the dressing room? You ain't got a choice but to sack the manager, no matter how much you believe in him and no matter how good they are, unless you're in the transfer window and you're that ruthless as a loader to sell all the players, which doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. It rarely happens when a manager's lost a dressing room and they sell the dressing room instead of the manager, because it's easier to get the manager out the door. But this is where we are. This is why our ownership is fucking shit. Bournemouth are going to smoke us, and I'm here for it. Oh yeah, I'm here for it as well. I'm here for it to go up in flames. I don't give a shit anymore. I don't care about this season. But I've not cared about this season since Fulham away. I've not really cared since then. So this kind of means nothing to me now. This season, I'm kind of just here to get through it. I kind of want the season to end. Not gonna lie. I'm not even taking a piss. With Brighton and Fulham and them, man, how times have changed. Yeah. Now you actually want to be with Fulham and Brighton and them, man. Bowen isn't captain material at all. I agree. I never wanted him to be captain, but then again, Charlie, I said Alvarez should be captain, and now I not really a particular fan of him. I know Kilman's probably the best suited, but then again, with Kilman, my whole thing with him was I didn't want him to, as a new signing, be captain straight away. Do you remember when, for example, David Moyes was here and he wanted to have Maguire as captain? And when he was trying to sign him, he tried to promise him captain to get him over the line. My whole thing with is you've got a hierarchy in the dressing room already, so to automatically give it to a new signing is kind of going to already ruffle some feathers a bit because you already have a hierarchy. Someone instantly going into your dressing room and becoming the leader, and becoming the captain, and becoming the face of your club is a problem. So that's why I didn't want to give it to Kilman. Um, I don't think we have any captains. Do you know who I think actually? Cresswell. Cresswell's probably our best suited, but he doesn't play. So there's no point. Do you know what it is? Suchek probably is. You're probably right. I don't even see him as a captain per se, but out of all the people that we have, I agree with you. Even in Mike's and chat, big up West Team as always. I hope Mickey gets a full recovery, of course. Broken thigh bone. 70 years ago, that is fatal 100%. Hopes and prayers to him. Yeah, man. Like, I don't know what it says for the future. I kind of just want to see him back on his feet, man. The guy's gone through so much, like, in his personal life, like, with the past couple of years to then go through this as well. It's just fucked, man. It's just fucked. I don't feel like we have a toxic dressing room either. I don't feel like they've ever really turned on Moyes after everything. It really says a lot about this Bozo manager. You know what? I don't think they turned on Moyes, but I think they were sick of playing the way we wanted to play like last season, like at the back end. I think that's why we lost to the Palaces and Chelsea's and who else did we face at the back end of the season? The Fulhams at home. And I think they were just tired of it. I don't think they necessarily because I know he fell out with Kudus and Alvarez, because that's public already. But I think it just became stale. I think with this one, it's even worse. And I actually agree with you, Charlie. I don't feel like we have a toxic dressing room. I don't feel like we have players that are going to throw their toys at the pram. Barring Tadibo, probably, because he has a history of it. But I don't know. My respect has gone only higher for Tadibo after what he did. For me, I feel like we actually have a dressing room full of good characters. And funny enough, that's like kind of based on what. That's one of the few good things Moyes was like decent for in his prime, was finding good characters for the dressing room, because he loves to specifically find a decent character. We have a lot of those. We have a great dressing room, in my opinion, from what it seems like on the surface. I don't feel like because we go on a run of 3 games that they'll turn on the manager. Like if we had a new manager, it's because it's got really bad. It's because we're playing like how we did at like Tottenham away and Arsenal at home, and games like that on a run as well, like Leicester away, all these games, man. Like Tadibo literally lamped Lopetegui at half time, and then they had to go out and play like they did against Leicester. And to be honest with you, they don't even look like they were playing for the manager. I generally just think it was because Leicester's defense is that shit that they just found their way through, because we still look disjointed when trying to pass the ball around. So yeah. By the way, Mike, thoughts on the whole Tadibo punching Lopetegui? Is that legit? So apparently not punching him is not legit, but he tried to but he landed on him, sort of thing. So I don't know whether it's a full punch or a slap, but regardless, he tried to attack him, and Bowen had to split it up. So that's the truth part of it. But listen, Villa fan, we discussed this before. I'm pretty sure you was in my chat talking about Tadibo falling out with managers, but he had every right to this time. I can't speak on his other times because I didn't do any research into it. Kudus just needs to stop this guy out. Why is he playing on the wrong wing? Manager's a crackhead, to be fair. And I think, as Charlie said here, he should be playing in a 10, not on the wing. And as I said before, at the start of the season, what did I keep saying? Bowen on the right, Kudus in a 10, Somerville on the left, and Paquetá deeper. That's what I wanted. That's what we're never going to see, because every manager that we hire is a pussy. Depends on the X-ray. If it's a clean cut to the bone, it's like 6 months minimum out. Playing with a recovering broken nose is annoying enough for the mental. Imagine a leg break being on your mind. I'll be honest. Yeah, you know what? I don't know whether he'll play again, just purely because as much as he backed himself before the whole thing of this, he's got like maybe 2-3 years left. He's probably at that age now where it probably gets a bit tiring. You probably don't want to go through the whole recovery thing after going for a long injury. I would actually rate his mental. I would rate his. I will respect his decision regardless, whether he chooses to never play again, or whether he can. Well, like if he has the choice, whether he wants to play again or whether he doesn't want to play again, because it's his life. But it kind of says a lot about his mentality if he was to try and come back, because he loves playing that much. He doesn't like football because he doesn't like watching football, but he likes playing football. That's just the guy he is. he just wants to be a winner, just wants to play all the time. I don't know whether you guys can hear the wind, but yeah, it's moving mad even in the south part of the country. So no wonder why the Merseyside derby got fucking um postponed and all that stuff. But am I good? I'm all good. I'm all good. Um, unfortunately, I don't think we'll ever see Antonio play again. Probably not. Probably not. Like, and listen, I respect his decision if he decides to retire. If I'm being real, I respect it because to go through that, it's kind of a bit. It's just nuts, man. I couldn't imagine what it's like. I couldn't imagine what it's like. And everyone knows Antonio's my favorite West Ham player of all time. Uh, I criticized him a lot this season, but with good reason. With good reason because of his performances. But when this kind of stuff happens, like we got to put football to the side. That's why I don't get online when it's like, oh, as an Arsenal fan, or as a like, I'm not saying like it's Arsenal fans do this. I'm just saying in general, like as a this fan, I prayers for Antonio, bruv. It's not even about football. It's not about football at this point. That's just me being real. That crash also made me realize that I do in fact see him as a West Ham legend too. Like, do you know what it is? Like, we've gone through the debate before, so I'm not going to go into it again, and it's probably not the best time to do it. But like, I've always respected the guy. I've always like rated the guy for certain parts of his game. Like, he deserved the. I don't know whether he's going to get a testimonial because they don't. No one gets a testimonial anymore. And I know people want to give Cresswell a testimonial. I disagreed with that. But he probably could have got a testimonial next year or whatever because he was reaching his 10th year as a West Ham player. But I've always respected him regardless of how he was going to play this season. It's just the fact that I don't hold back on anyone's player performances, regardless of the sentimental value of what I think of you as a West Ham player and stuff like that. If he doesn't play for us again, he deserves better for his last game for us to have been that disaster class against Leicester. Yeah, facts. Facts. He does deserve better. But the thing is, luckily, you'd like to think, especially in our fan base, he won't be remembered for that. He won't even be remembered for this season. He'll be remembered for the reaching top goal scorer, the last game at Upton Park, his contribution, the goals against, like, in London derbies, the goal against Tottenham with the mad celebration, the games like Sevilla where he got the assist and stuff like that. Like, he'll be remembered for stuff like that. Like the Leicester game, obviously. The goals against like that goal against Liverpool, we did the whole Will Smith celebration as well. Yeah, he's remembered for his goal celebration. The classic goal celebrations, man. I'm just glad that we get to like give him his credit while he's still here, sort of thing. Rather than we had to go through the worst case scenario, and we had to talk about giving him credit when he was gone. Like that's my biggest fear. That's why I'm always like to people like don't mean to get a bit. I don't want to get too deep on here because I'm not really a person for these type of conversations, but give people credit when they're here, not when they're gone, because they won't hear it otherwise. I'm growing 6 inches overnight everywhere. Yeah, bruv. Antonio's a character as well. Like that's what makes it even worse. It's like you want that kind of character to win just in general in life because like of the bubbly character. Like he's not a robot footballer. He's a proper like people person. Interviews. I watched a podcast with Michael Richards and Gary Lineker he was on. It was on the Restless Football podcast. He was brilliant on that. Putting Michael Richards and Mikel Antonio on the same podcast as well as pure vibes. Pure vibes. Like just two great characters, two great laughs as well. But yeah, man. Like they got in a sense, if we win, it's for Antonio, innit? I don't want to win. I don't want to win on Monday, but if they're gonna win, you gotta perform for him. Because for the greater good, and I feel like even with how shit we are, they probably will perform for him. We probably have more of an incentive, but as Ryan said as well, it depends how you handle it. It depends how you handle it with the emotion side of things as well. I don't know how they're going to react. We have that bozo moment in us. That's kind of my only hope in us losing that specific game. So many footballers go through shit now. Amount of people getting injured. There's a lot of people getting injured, especially this season, especially with the fixture pile up. It isn't a coincidence, is it? On the bright side, if he don't play again, him and Micah should have a podcast together. Yeah, they should at least have, yeah, even if they don't, they should make a podcast, a little show. Like, he should just make it, like, I know he had his own podcast with Wilson. He hasn't done that for a while, I don't think now. So if he does retire, like, as you said, he has a career in football punditry. He wants to be a host. He wants to be a host or something, innit? So I would like to see him on TV a lot. I would like to see him on TV a lot. I'll probably watch whatever he's on, to be honest. He's one of them characters that you just want to watch. Like, he'd be sick on, like, well, Michael Richards is on, like, A League of Their Own. He's like a cat on, like, I don't watch A League of Their Own as much anymore, but A League of Their Own is kind of like one of them fun football shows to watch. And Michael Richards, one of the captains of the teams, he'd be suited for that kind of thing. Like, and to be honest, I'd like to see him in general, like Sky Sports Studios, even TNT as well. Because for a man that doesn't like football, and for a man that maybe not the greatest footballer in the world or whatever, he offers great analysis for in the game, and he's very honest. Like, he's very honest, he's very blunt. So I do like that. Max, if we were to be embedded in a relegation scrap, do you feel that we truly have the characters when it comes down to the crunch? I feel there will be some that will go missing. I actually do think we do. To be honest, compared to, especially when you compare it to the past West Ham teams, I don't actually think the past West Ham teams that survived relegation, to like the 17-18 season or 16-17 season, we weren't in a relegation battle, 19-20 season and stuff like that. I actually feel like we have more characters now than we did then. We may not have the Russell Martin, Jesus Christ, not Russell Martin, David Martin, or the Fredericks in the background and the Fornhouses, etc. But we have a lot of good characters that I feel like will be happy to play football when they're happy, you know? I don't think the only reason why I don't think we'll be deep in a relegation scrap is because of other teams in the league are genuinely shocking. But we have the one of the wins in us that will just keep us afloat. That will just keep us afloat, you know? Like the Newcastle game and stuff like that as well. That's how bad the league is right now. With my whole thing with this is people like Antonio, what would have been a Crespo, I guess, they're probably sick of it now. That they're still in relegation battles and stuff like that till this day. Here's a bright football punditry fact. Big up to Lee. Hi, mate. Do you think Antonio will retire from football? I'm gonna guess yes. I think if you go through that, he's probably not, like, God knows when will be the next time he'll be thinking about football, but I think he's gonna see if he can recover. If he feels like he can recover in the next year, I'd say no. But I mean, if he doesn't, if he feels like he will recover in the next year, then he probably won't retire. But if it's longer than that, he probably should. Because by the time you come back, you're like 35. He's going to be out of contract in the summer as well. So we'll see as well. The fifth addition to CBS, that would be brilliant. That'll be chaos as well. Like, it's already funny as it is. Add Antonio to Kate Abdo, Carragher, Henry, and Michael Richards. Jesus, we're actually robbed of that kind of content. But also, it wouldn't translate well in this country because people are fucking miserable. Man said 636 subs, you know. Yeah, it's good, man. It's good. We're getting there. I'll be happy with 650 by the end of the year. 1,000 will definitely hit next year. It's just getting there as soon as possible. I need to change things up, people. 364 away, Dagenham says. I know you want Lopetegui sacked, and 100% know where you're coming from, but I think you beat Wolves. O'Neill ends up being sacked and Lopetegui stays. Oh, yeah, I think most of us agree with you, bro. I think most of us agree with you, to be fair. I think we're more than capable of winning that game. Not even before the Antonio thing, just because we have more quality than Wolves do. Like, they have Cunha, but we have better individuals. Because they don't finish their chances. I've seen them create a lot, but don't finish, and they make a lot of mistakes. But then again, they make a lot of mistakes when there's pressure on them. So they don't know how to defend. I don't think Craig Dawson will score 2 goals for us. If he wants to score 2 goals against us, by all means, please. We kind of need to. My only hope that we lose the game is Mavropanos. I'm being real. My only hope that we lose the game is Konstantinos Mavropanos. Mavrobozo, as I call him. So there's that. Let's not forget, though, let's not laugh at United. I said Amar Rimjob was a fraud. It's only just got there. It's not Amar 80% of the players in the sub team, but wear the United badge. I agree with that. Like, let's be real, Charlie, as well. Bias aside, bruv, um, those players are frauds. Those players have been frauds. Uh, Big up to Prime as always. Makes fucking hell, I can't speak. Mike's, make sure you're dressed in black for Angelica the imposter with no clues for you. Fucking hell, man. Hey, Omar's gonna have to fork out his apology. Uh, and how much Chelsea fans any big up, bro. Except for tomorrow's game. Sullivan, is Sullivan just a crap owner? It's not the first time he's delayed these sackings. He did it with Pellegrini. He's just wasted time. Gives me Ten Hag Sackman vibes. Yeah, he has a history of doing. That's why he gets called Dithering Dave as much as David Moyes got called Dithering Dave. What's it called? We used to just call it a bunch of Dithering Daves because, I mean, David Gold is not here anymore. But I know people would like to backpedal because unfortunately he passed, but he wasn't the greatest of owners either. David Sullivan, this is what he does. You know that Rio Ferdinand clip? This is what he does when it comes to not sacking managers, when it comes to keeping managers afloat when they deserve to be sacked. You know what's funny, Villa fan? He was going to be sacked, and then Lopetegui begged for his job. And he was like, all right, you get one more chance. Like, that is literally what happened. I'm not even taking the piss. He doesn't want to pay compensation for any manager. So any manager that's in work, despite the fact that there was the Daily Mirror saying that Michael Carrick is being eyed up, he's not. He's not. He's not being eyed up. It's David Sullivan. He's not going to pay for Michael Carrick. They're going to see him as too much of a risk. He doesn't have Premier League experience, and he's in work. We're never going to get anywhere. I'll be real. We're never going to get anywhere. Like, Graham Potter would be the decent appointment. I'm going to get into everyone's thing. 6-0, yeah. If it's 6-0, then Ange might actually leave. Starting with the front three of the Transformer, Bruno and Rasmus, says enough about the manager. He's a fraud. I'll start in. Do you know what it is as well? I was confused why they started that front three because it didn't work against Arsenal. And I thought that front three was just because Rashford and Xerxes was the rest and they played well against Everton. So he's not a fraud, like, just yet. It's too early for that. He's going to need his own players for me to judge him. I'll be real. Man United are always going to be a problem in terms of they're going to always be shit whilst Bruno, Rashford, Garnacho, them three specifically, for me, are there. Them three. Lissandro is shit now. Luke Shaw's still there. Like, there's a lot. I heard rumours Staden didn't want Lopetegui, apparently. So Staden wanted to get rid of him in, like, the transfer window because they disagreed with certain players. Obviously, Staden has control over most of the players. So, like, he'll bring a player towards Lopetegui and he's like, no, or yes. He said yes to Tadibo. He said yes to Fulkirk. But there's certain other players that are like, I'm pretty sure he bought Yusuf Fofana. Well, actually, no, the Fofana Rodriguez thing apparently isn't true. But there's apparently certain players that Staden wanted. That Lopetegui was like, nah. And I think Staden was like, nah, fuck this guy. Because I know people were like, but Staden said this about him on the interview before the Chelsea game about his Premier League experience and stuff. Probably has to say that. Do you think he's going to say, no, this guy's fucking shit? You think Staden's going to come out in an interview and be like, you know what, yeah? I know you just asked me a question about the manager, yeah? And I know he's an employer of the club, but you know what? This guy's a fraud. You think he's going to talk like me? Like, that's what some of the fans generally want him to talk like. And listen, I wouldn't mind it, but he's not going to. He's not professional. And Ahmed should have played right wing back. To be fair, he actually plays well there. But it's just he ain't got the people to combine with. He is a baller, though. He is a baller. Wonder we will do well against Jackson. Yeah, I'll talk about Chelsea another time. Yeah, I know. I read up about that. He wants to start. It was a player started in one, but I don't blame him. Lopetegui strikes me as a rude, not caring type bloke. Yeah, I agree. Lopetegui comes off as a know-it-all. He comes off as a know-it-all. As much as he likes a director of football model and stuff like that as well, well, then listen to your director of football. Listen to your director of football. Otherwise, shit like this happens. Shit like this happens all the time. You just got to let Staden do his thing, man. Because if you let Staden do his thing, he hijacks players from Juventus and gets the deal over the line because the other club doesn't want to pay the money. He got Tadibo over the line. People are acting like the players playing on the pitch and the manager managing the team is Staden's fault. The only thing I blame Staden for is identify Mavropanos as a footballer. That's why criticism has started. You thought Mavropanos was good. That's why I blame Stardom for. But that's it. And that's why my Stardom criticism stops. We got Del Boy Trotter as an owner. I wish nothing but bad things on him and Carabrini. Yep, so do I. So do I. I'm gonna come actually be this bad. But let me get to your comment actually, Villa fan. At least Monchu and Emery have a good relationship at our club. Just a shame PSI is on our way and some of our players won't leave, but in January I see us active again. Yeah, at least they're going in the same direction. You have that at least. You have that at least. I'm making sure I didn't miss any comments. I didn't miss any comments. This is the thing going into like Monday's game as well. Like, I can't be bothered to go, but I'm going to go anyway because like there's no point. Would you be supporting Wolves? Big up to Barrier. Yes. Hi ho Wolverhampton and all that. Hi ho Wolverhampton. I'm not gonna fucking cheer in the ground when if they score anything, but they need to win for my sake, and they probably think the same about us. The joy is that YouTubers probably won't say the same thing as me because they probably don't want to, on both ends. But I'm gonna go out and say I want to lose on Monday. I don't give a fuck what people think. For the greater, I'm here for short-term pain for long-term gain. Sack this manager. Sack this manager. So then we get hopefully a better fucking manager. If I was you, I'd just pay for someone to use your ticket. I'm not spending more of my money for the ticket, you know. Like, but I hear you. If I was rich, I would do that. Man's got Monday fixtures on lockdown. Thanks for not allowing Chelsea to play on Mondays. It kind of doesn't. It kind of helps that you play Thursday night football as well. So there's also that. If your director of football has a good relationship with the manager, then that's always a plus. But Emery and Monchi have worked together before. Yeah. You're going to the game? Yeah, I have a season ticket, so I'm at every home game, unfortunately. So yeah, moving like Garfield. What were the lasagnas and that? Like, I'm unfortunately at every home game, so I had to witness Everton at home. I had to witness Chelsea at home. I had to witness Arsenal at home. Like, Man United at home was still a shit show, despite the fact that we won. Like, cool, Ipswich at home was probably the only enjoyable game. I had to witness Villa at home. I've had to witness all these fucking games, man. I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered. Do you know what? The only thing good about going to West Ham now is that the trains nowadays are actually quicker going home from the Elizabeth line. So, like, I can't really complain as much. And also, either I leave before everyone else, or everyone else leaves before me in the stadium. So it's kind of not that busy, easy to get home. I know the shortcuts to the station. Get on a train, quick journey home. Got really that, and then once you get a quick journey home, you eat. You kind of forget about that the game even happened. Knew at Arsenal. Yeah, I was at the Arsenal game where we lost 5-2, the London Stadium one. At least you got to see the. Oh, fuck off, fuck off, man. I've not enjoyed a single game in God knows how long. I've not enjoyed a game since probably the Conference League final. I've not enjoyed the way West Ham play ever. Ever. I'm just being real. Maybe oh no, that was before the Conference League final. Never mind. Man, that game must have sucked. I would have walked out at the fourth goal. I don't even care if they call me fake. That's when you know managers lost it. And that game was a perfect example of falling out. You know, I was tempted to leave. I was tempted to leave at the fourth goal. Let me tell you a little quick story, yeah. So when Arsenal beat us 6-0 last season, yeah, there were no trains. So me and my mum drove up there to Stratford. It's long to drive to Stratford and park in Stratford and pay for the parking in Stratford and walk from the parking lot to Stratford, yeah. That all of that is long. But we stayed until the end for the 6-0. I wish I was like one of the many people when we were losing 4-0 in like the 30th minute and left. I wish I was. We stayed until the thing, and on the drive home, we were literally like, why didn't we leave earlier? What was the point of staying? What was the point? I had to witness Ben Johnson on the left wing, a man who can't start for Ipswich in his actual position, a man who played out of position against Arsenal. So when I came into this game, I was like, do I leave? Do I leave when we go 4-0 down? And then we scored 2 goals. So I'm like, I kind of have to stay, even though I don't think we're going to come back. I had to stay. I had to. But I did say when we were 5-2 down, I said, if Arsenal score one more, I'll go. Arsenal score one more, go. But then I stayed up until Danny Ings missed that open goal. Pardon me. when Danny Ings missed that open goal, I was like, okay, I'm leaving. So I left 4 minutes early. I left in the 91st minute, and I'm pretty sure the game ended in the 95th. So I technically left early, but I don't count that. I stayed for 90 minutes. I did my job. They didn't do theirs. It was the same for when we got battered by Newcastle 5-1 in the same season when we lost the Conference League final. I left as the 5th goal went in on the 90th minute. The only game I've actually left, like in the middle of it, was when I was ill already, and I still went to a West Ham Man City game a long time ago in the FA Cup. I think it was like 16-17 season or the 17-18 season. I can't remember which one. We got battered by like 5 or 6 when I left, like 55th, 65th minute, whatever it was. But I was kind of ill already. I kind of didn't want to go, but I still went. And yeah, leaving early, fake fans should be ashamed. Exactly. I not proper West Ham, you know. If you want a quick laugh, search Richarlison back tattoo. Oh, he's got what's it? Neymar and R9, and what is it? Neymar, R9, and himself on his back. First of all, you're just tattooing men on you. Another man, unless you're actually like, you know, on the Brighton side of things, then that's fine. But like, why are you tattooing another man on you that, you know, they don't fuck with you like that? I'm pretty sure every time Neymar wants to play with you in Brazil, he wants to slap your head in. Who tattoos another? They're not even related to you, and you're tattooing them on you. Fucking weird guy. Richarlison's a weird guy anyway. The new R9. Like, that is hilarious, though. That is hilarious how you can tattoo a couple footballers on you like that. And a couple footballers on you that are like way better than you as well. Like, it's not even a discussion. If one of our footballers did that, I'd say sell them. Bro, like Garnacho and his Ronaldo underpants. Them kind of players there. Nah, man. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I haven't seen the press conference of Lopetegui. I don't want to see the press conference of Lopetegui. When we started this season, I used to go for the FPL, the press conference, and the lineups. I stopped doing that like 6 weeks ago because I don't give a fuck what lineup starts with West Ham games. I don't care. I don't give a fuck because regardless, we play shit anyway, even if it's the lineup that I want because we have Lopetegui in charge. Then, also, reading the press conference, the guys, one of them, I don't watch the video, I like read the quotes anyway, so it's kind of boring anyway, but actually listening to Lopetegui speak or reading his quotes is genuinely an eyesore because the guy is the most boring guy ever, and it's like picking a neutral option when you're in Football Manager at the press conferences all the fucking time. All the time. It's just long to read what the hell he's going to say. Because he just chats a bag of shit all the time. Like, he doesn't give you anything concise that you could come out with and be like, well, that was interesting. The guy just keeps his cards close to his chest, actually lines up the team on the day, I'm pretty sure. He even lines up on a Saturday or a Friday or the day before or whatever. And then you find out the lineup like, on the day. You don't really get any leaks and all that. So we were close to signing him, but our fan base was pissed that we didn't get him. I don't know why you'd be pissed that you didn't get Richarlison. Imagine a Saido Berahino with Brazilian tax as Richarlison. Saido Berahino, if he actually got to move to Tottenham, what player would he be? I despise the Transformer. I hate even hearing his name. I don't like Garnacho either. I don't know what Man United fans see in him. Like, even forget him as even just him as a footballer, it's just genuinely dog shit. Like, the guy's an impact player that scores the odd goal that people will be like, wait, but he scored. But he scored in that one odd game, even though we judged him on the other games, and people will be like, but he's young. You don't have footballing conversations with these people. It's generally a fucking ear sore. Graham Potter was exactly that. Yeah, I remember Graham Potter getting a lot of criticism for when, you know, man said estrogen and inshallah merchant. Hope we beat Forest. Oh, you got Forest next. I didn't even know you had Forest next. I was at the 4-2 game last season. What a game. Dougie was fired that game. I think you'll beat Forest. I think you'll get it. It'll be a tough game, though. You never know what you're going to get with them kind of fixtures there. Is it Forest away or Forest at home? I'm going to assume it's Forest away, because you guys played at home and Forest just played away. City ground's going to be hard. Okay, you might not win that, but if it's at home, I'd bet you lot to win. Like, that game was mad today. That Man United game was mad today, but I'll go into that another time. I'll probably go into that with Alfie on the show with Alfie coming up. I'm also Don't know if I'm going to do that Monday or not. I might just do the match reaction. I'm going to have to talk to him about that away, sadly. Okay, you might not win that. You might not win that. But if you do, that's a great result. You're kind of back on track. The game, the thing is, it's actually the greatest opportunity to sack a manager right now. Because thinking about it, I saw Villa in like the bottom half, like not that long ago, and it's because the points tally is so close with everyone. So now would be a great time to sack the manager and try and go on a run with a new manager bounce. But no, we want to delay it on and then wait and pretty much until the season's over. Because the season's technically not over, even though I gave up on the season in game week 5. But we could go on a run. We could go on a run. But we don't. Are you doing a watch along for the Chelsea game? Probably not. Probably not. I'm just going to chill out tomorrow. Probably do a match reaction, and that's it. We won't win because we have a bad record there. I know you didn't win there last season. I think Emi Martinez fucked it up. Forest trash Villa would beat them. Oh yeah, I forgot you got Forest family. Question for you as a West Ham fan: What London derbies give you the most hatred? I guess if we face Millwall more, it would be Millwall. But let's take Millwall out of the equation for one because we've only faced them twice in my lifetime. Because I went to the Championship game at home. That is like the rivalry for us. In terms of as a West Ham fan, it's probably Tottenham, but at the same time, I always juggle it in my head between, like, for example, with Arsenal, yeah, I hate Arsenal, but it has nothing to do with me being a West Ham fan. It's just I don't like Arsenal because I don't like Arsenal. But West Ham and Arsenal don't care about each other like that. It's just the fact that I hate Arsenal fans. I hate Arsenal fans. I always have. Like, as a kid, it was Arsenal, Man United. I hated more than it was Chelsea because I went to West Ham, Chelsea. We lost in a like 10-11 season. So it's kind of hard to toss it out between Arsenal, Chelsea, and Tottenham. I get up for the Chelsea games more at home anyway because we usually have a good record against them, apart from this season. Chelsea away, I give up. I just forfeit in my head. Tottenham away and Tottenham at home, I guess. I kind of want to just get those game over and done with because having banter with a Tottenham fan, I don't know. I don't know. It's like expecting Vladimir Sifar to make an accurate 5-yard pass. Like, I don't see it. I don't see having banter with a Tottenham fan entertaining because they are generally a cancer to the world. It's tough. It's tough to narrow it down to one. I'd probably say Chelsea. No, Tottenham most hatred. No, Tottenham most hatred. Yeah, if you're taking hatred, then it's Tottenham. Out of the three in my head. I'm not certain about your accent. What big accent, Nick? What do you mean by that though? What do you think my accent sounds like? I want to know because I don't think I have an accent. I doubt but Charlie, if we somehow sneak 3 points away, I'll take it. I'll be rooting for you if you get the opportunity. You just got Hope Watkins as a shooting boots on. You might as well just start Durrani scored today. Spurs have nothing to add to this round. Pitfall existence. Facts. And this is coming from me. This is coming from me. Like, I can't be asked to have banter with Tottenham fans. It's one of the most annoying things happening in the world. It's basically West Ham fans saying, "Oh, it's your cup final." Like, no, Tottenham fans saying, "Oh, it's your cup final." So that's saying you haven't won a cup final in a while. And then it comes with, "But we've won more than you, mate." Then it comes to, "Well, you haven't seen none of them trophies, mate." That's pretty much just the same dialogue twice a season. I don't give a fuck about Tottenham. Like, I hate Tottenham, but I also don't really care about them that much anymore. I like roasting them, but it's like I don't really care about the fixture. I don't really care. Unless I'm at the game, I don't really care. Because I'm just, yeah. I have a sneaky feeling Tottenham get over Chelsea. If they do, that's very unexpected, but they don't win against Chelsea ever, really. Apart from the time under Graham Potter and one time under Conte. They don't really win against Chelsea, so I don't see that happening. I don't see how that happening, but I don't see them getting battered. I think maybe like 3-1, 4-1. Was Chelsea probably? I'd say living up to my name. In what sense? In what sense? I want to know. I want to know what you're not sad about with my accent, by the way, Nick. If you're still here, in what sense? In what sense? I definitely don't have an accent, in my opinion. It's kind of just a mess of what like all the London accents. It's just a fucking mess. Charlie is living up to his name. Fuck's sake. What, chilling with David Coote, doing all of that mad stuff. Doing all of that mad stuff. Joyous, I'm surprised. It's kind of a shame Deck isn't here in the chat because Deck's a Wolves fan. I wanted to know what he was going to think from his perspective. If we lose to Tottenham, it won't be a break number. Super annoying because of them lot. Yeah, I don't think you will lose to Tottenham. I don't think you'll lose to Tottenham at all. I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be fine. But I ain't got anything else to say, so unless anyone has any questions, I'm going to end the stream. So feel free to ask anything if you want, because I'm willing to stream for more, but in terms of anything about the game, I ain't got much to say anymore. Because you don't sound too British, really. In what sense? Like, what do I sound like then? If I don't sound, I don't know what I wouldn't know what other country, what other part of the world do I sound like? Too British. I just don't have an accent. I don't think it's just a very boring English accent. Who do you get for the next manager if Lopetegui stays? The club tried for Graham Potter, so I think they're kind of waiting on him. If not him, I don't know who else they go for. I know they've got a short list, but I don't know who on that short list they go for next if it's not Graham Potter. But I think they'll go for Graham Potter. For me, I take Potter out all the options. Potter, Sarri, or Conte Sowers, all the options that I've seen that are good enough for me in terms of managers that are out of work. Luckily, Edin Terzic rejected us, and he doesn't want to come to the club. So thank God for that. But unfortunately, we're linked with a couple of shit managers like Roger Schmidt and stuff like that. But the other managers don't look too bad. It's just not too exciting. And I don't think we're going to get Maurizio Sarri. It's just the fact that he's on the list. But I would like Maurizio. I said he sound Brazilian, South African. No, he sound British. Like, yeah, I sound British. Like, I'm English. But I don't have an accent. Like, as in, like, there's nothing thick about the accent. I don't have anything blatant like, oh, he's from this area or he's from this part of London or whatever. It's just a normal voice, you know? It's a normal voice. It's just a fucking mess. That's what it is. Especially if you grow up in, like, in places where it's like, man said you thought I was from New Zealand. What, you thought I sounded like I was from New Zealand? Nah. I've only met one person from New Zealand that was in college, and that was it. That was like, I didn't notice that accent until like 2 months in to like knowing them. So I've only met like I don't know whether there's many people from New Zealand in this fucking country. I've only, as I said, only met one person from there. But nah, New Zealand. I don't think I sound like I'm from New Zealand. I'm not gonna lie. You have a blatant East London accent, but you are Indian in it, so people are just gonna be there for Enzo Fernandez. I don't even think I have a blatant East London accent. I think it would have been nice if I had a blatant East London accent because I fit in with the crew of the bald West Ham fans, but I have hair and I'm slightly brown. No, I'm joking. But to be fair, people would be surprised. There's a lot more diversity than people realize at the West Ham ground, but it's like it would have been nice to have a Cockney accent. I kind of wish I did. My dad kind of does. My mum doesn't. But she did grow up in East London. Obviously, growing up in Chadwell Heath. No one in Chadwell Heath has a certain type of accent. It's just your generic, London voice. Like, there's no one that has the blatant Essex accent here. Luckily, that's definitely the worst accent in the country, by the way. The Essex accent, like the Towie, the only way is Essex type accent. That is the worst accent in the whole country. I know people say Brum and Scouse. I think I can put up with that a lot more than I can with the blatant Essex accent. No offense if there's any West Ham fans here that are from Essex as well, but I'm sorry. The blatant Essex accent pisses me off. It pisses me off, man. It's the exaggeration on certain parts of the words. I'm like, nah, man. It's mainly the women that are from Essex that piss me off with their voices, but it's just in general, it's not a great accent. If you go like, what's it, Grays and all them places there, you might hear how they speak that they're like, God, It just kind of makes you want to have like, it makes you have an aneurysm sort of thing trying to listen to other people speak. I don't think I have luckily I don't think I have one of them like distinct accents that's gonna piss people off. So there's that. There's that. West Ham is such a Yardar club to support. Could say that about most clubs in England. Not gonna lie. Definitely not a Chelsea fan talking about Yardar. Just saying. Just saying. It's very Enzo club to support. Favorite and saddest moment as a West Ham fan. Favorite was, I think you're gonna get a boring answer. The Conference League final or the. Do you know what it is? Favorite and saddest kind of intertwines with one of them. Last game at Upton Park, I was there when we beat Man United. Last game there. It was one of my favorite because we ended off on a high, but it was sad because we left. So saddest moment, leaving Upton Park. There's no certain games. Around the 17-18 season was fucking depressing. Like that was depressing. The 19-20 season as a whole was depressing as well. Didn't help that we was in lockdown, but I tried to zone out of football by then. So I guess the 17-18 season, leaving Upton Park, getting battered every game. Like last season was fucking shit. Despite the fact that we finished ninth, it was shit. People didn't understand how shit it was because we finished ninth. But last season and the season before, even though we won the Conference League, there was games in there where it's just like, this is depressing. Because it gets more depressing, like a bit like this season, where you can see the potential with the squad and your club is just letting you down because you're not seeing it coming to fruition on the pitch. In terms of favourite, we'll go back to favourite moments. The good side, the Conference League, Alkmaar away, where we got through into the final. Obviously, Upton Park, last game. Sevilla at home, Lyon away. Those are my favourite moments. Trying to think. Obviously, the odd game against the teams you don't like, but those are the main ones. I'd say those are the main ones. If I was to narrow it down to one, I'd say Conference League. Can I get mod 2, bro? Yeah, I'll mod you now. If you know Tony Fernandez, a former QPR owner, he was a West Ham fan. Thank God he wasn't. He's probably one of the few owners as well that's probably like worse than David Sullivan as well. But I didn't know he was a West Ham fan. Shout out Tony Fernandez, but yeah, he doesn't know how to run a club, does he? But yeah, Melon, I'm gonna mod you now. Yeah, there you go. Wasn't it because last season, the second half of the season was so bad, but the first half of the season was so good for you lot that you managed to stay at the top half of the table? Yeah, basically, like it wasn't like so good, but we started the season by drew with Bournemouth, beat Chelsea, beat Luton and Brighton, and then basically we was there for that part of the table after them 4 games. So then when we lose games, the teams around us, like Chelsea, Brighton, Man United, Newcastle, were all losing games when we were losing games. So we kept afloat because everyone around us was having injury crisis and they were shit as well. But we didn't have enough of an excuse because we didn't get many injuries that season. Everyone else around us got injuries. Everyone had an injury crisis around us, and that's what kept us ninth. In the second half of the season, we won 4 games. We won 4 games from January to May. That's what people don't understand when people look at us. Like we got battered by obviously Chelsea, Palace, Arsenal, Fulham throughout the whole season, Liverpool, Villa, Man United away, 3-0. Like even in the first half of the season, I didn't like it. I didn't like it because even though we had the odd win here and there, it wasn't sustainable. It was mainly because we'd get battered and then we'd have that odd game when we go for it as a team and then we look good again. But we looked good again because we went for it. But we never went on a consistent run of form of going for it. But we have the players to do that. And a lot of people are using that for this season. But West Ham should go for it this season and try to take the piss out of us from last season. We're not going for it this season. We're just passing sideways a lot. You guys were kings of London before New Year's, in it, won against us, Spurs and Arsenal. Yeah, that was decent. But I never let it get to my head. I knew what this club was regardless. there were still people that wanted to keep Moyes despite losing to Arsenal 6-0. Kind of tells you a lot about their mentality rather than mine. You remember when Bayern were kings of London? Yeah, when they beat Tottenham away and stuff. But yeah, the Tottenham away win was funny because we didn't deserve to win that game. And we got 2 really mad goals that it made it funnier because Tottenham love to call us like lucky and scummy, and we do scum it out. But that's what kind of makes it funny. It just triggers them even more. The Chelsea game was mad because we won with 10 men and, Poch tax and all that. And the Arsenal one was mad as well because we basically tried to defend for our lives, and they actually had chances to win the game, and we just scored a corner, and we could have been 3-0 up. We could have scored a penalty as well, but regardless, that was fun beating Arsenal because we contributed to them losing the title in a sense, even though it was Villa that put the final nail in the coffin. But I always love contributing to Arsenal's downfall, which is why I'm so pissed off when we lose to them. Because even then, even in the ground was the first time in a while where, like the game the other day against Arsenal, where I was really, really pissed off because I want to beat Arsenal regardless of how shit West Ham are. And even if it was to keep Lopetegui in it, was like, if you're going to stay, at least beat one of these teams that I don't like. And we haven't beaten, apart from Man United, we haven't beaten a team that I generally, again, Palace again. Man United and Palace we beat, but those aren't the main 3 that I look forward to in terms of beating them. Jesus, a couple. I think Reece Nelson had one. I think Saka had one. I think Rice placed the ball over the bar. Like they had a few chances. I don't know why my internet's moving mad. Internet's moving a bit mad. Let me get rid of this tab real quick. See if that helps. The funniest thing is each London club, Chelsea, Spurs, and West Ham had a say in making the Red Scrubs win in the league. Not making this Red Scrub win the league. Yeah, it's facts. That's true. That's true. That's actually true, because they drew with Tottenham out, and they drew with you lot away, innit? So we all took points off them. In the end. Why is the internet moving mad? I've got nothing on. I've turned off everything. I don't know why it's moving mad. But yeah, I'm always happy to contribute in terms of just to piss people off. That's what West Ham have been in the 2010s. Lose a bunch of games where we beat the odd big team, and it kind of becomes a detriment towards the season. We just became that as our identity for pretty much 10 to 15 years, and especially in a goal Sullivan Brady era as well. Blatantly, we were just trying to contribute to everyone's downfall. It's kind of funny. In the 14-15 season and the 15-16 season, we actually beat pretty much every Big Six team, and then we lost to everyone else. We lost to the Bournemouth, so we lost to the Leicesters, and yes, Leicester won the league that season, but it was still embarrassing to lose 4-2 at the time because we didn't know Leicester were going to win the league that season. We lost to a team that just survived relegation at that time as well. But Joe, I'm going to put the banner on. Feel free to ask anything. For now, just shoot your football questions, non-football questions. Do what the fuck you want. There's 9 people here. Make sure to smash a like as well, people. As well. And we're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Let me check the like ratio real quick as well. Okay, we're on 11 likes. Let's try and get to 15. If you're not like the video already. Big up to Nick again. What if this game ends up a draw? Would it be our Sackico? Probably not. I don't think either of the fan bases are ambitious enough to sack the manager after a draw. I think we have to lose for Lopetegui to be sacked. I can't speak from a Wolves perspective, but I'm going to assume that it's the same with their ownership as well, where they'd only sack the manager if they lose. I feel like if they really wanted to sack Gary O'Neill, they would have sacked him by now. Same with Lopetegui. They're literally in the bottom 3. Even though Wolves' squad has been under-invested, they've had a lack of investment in their squad, it's still not that shit to finish in the bottom 3, barring a couple of defenders. West Ham last season, first half of it, were what Newcastle are this season, not in terms of play style, but in terms of how they beat big teams, but horrible against small teams. Yeah, Joe, what Newcastle this season remind me of West Ham last season. That's actually a fact. Because I don't know what Newcastle are this season, to be honest with you. At the start of the season, they went on a unbeaten 5-game streak or whatever it was. And I was they've looked shit in every game. It was the game at Wolves away, Tottenham at home. Then when they nicked a draw against Bournemouth away as well, they just looked really, really awful in all those games, but they managed to somehow not lose. And I didn't understand. I was when is someone going to put them in their place, sort of thing? And I can't remember what team beat them, but someone did. I think it might have been. I think it was Fulham. I think it's Fulham that beat them at Craven Cottage, and they kind of just been up and down this season. They've been up and down this season. Big up to Sean. Wolves won't take the financial risk until it's actually there. Yeah, they seem to be really, really strict when it comes to money, or I can't remember what the word is, but you can kind of see that with their owners and what the kind of people they like, with obviously the transfer window and not sacking the manager, not paying a compensation to sack the manager. Didn't Gary O'Neill get like a new deal in like the middle of last season or something? I could be wrong. I could have made that up, but I feel like someone did. I feel like the start of the season fixtures for Wolves really lowered their confidence. Yeah, but I also just think they weren't good enough just in general. They didn't do enough in the transfer window, and I just don't think Gary O'Neill is that good. To be honest with you, they just make too many mistakes at the back. You kind of don't know what Gary O'Neill's style of play is, just because he's that pragmatic that they look different every week, which is kind of similar to us. Like Gary O'Neill's a better manager than Lopetegui, but that everyone here in the chat is a better manager than Lopetegui. I'm a better manager than Lopetegui. I don't have one coaching badge to my name. I know a lot. I think I live. Well, I'm not going to say that, but everyone in my neighborhood is a better manager than Lopetegui. But so with Gary O'Neill, they don't look coached. They don't actually look like they're coached. They look like they're winning games off moments. They're winning games of a Cunha masterclass, or Ryan Ain't-Nori masterclass, so an odd, like sick stuff, like a sick couple passes of play, like Mario Lemina having a real great game in midfield will drive them on, and Nelson Semedo defensive masterclass. Like they've got some players there that have played well for them for a couple of years that can put consistent performances on the board to bail Gary O'Neill out, especially when they're under pressure. I also think, like, if it wasn't for the Antonio thing, that their squad actually has a bit more spirit still than us. Despite the fact that they've been shit, they still look like they're somewhat playing for the manager. Our squad isn't necessarily not throwing all the toys at the pram, but they look like a show. I think they are more likely to bounce back from a goal down than we are, which is why we lost to Leicester, in my opinion. Gary O'Neill is the definition of a championship manager. Yeah, I think he should have taken a job in the championship, but I think because he saw that Wolves job, it came around quick, like literally a month after he got sacked by Bournemouth, that he was like, fuck it, I might as well take the job. They spent for Europe with Bruno Lage and then sacked him when they realised he was shit. That's what they always do as well, Sean. Like, they always change to a back four and then realise that they ain't got the manager to change to a back four, you know? Because remember, Bruno Lage played three at the back after he took over from Nuno, because the team was used to three at the back. What's it called? The team was used to three at the back. And then he changed to a four. And then they didn't have any of their centre backs fit. And then Ruben Neves went into centre back. And we played them in the game, funny enough. Oh my God, it's come full circle moment. We got Bruno Lage sacked. So maybe we get Gary O'Neill sacked as well. They'll probably thank us again. So there's that. And then they went to Lopetegui. Lopetegui went four at the back / three at the back, got them out of trouble. Gary O'Neill took over. He went three at the back with Wolves. They actually played somewhat well at times. And then Gary O'Neill wanted to change the system to a four at the back. And look where they are. Yeah. I remember listening to Conor Cody because of that. Like, he left in that transfer window under Bruno Lage. It was weird. Because think about it, Conor Cody is the Ain't-Noris, like even Max Kilman, you could probably argue, they all benefit more from a three at the back. Big up to Villa fan. While Marco Silbercold hear out this aura, he says he's not scared of Arsenal set pieces because he scored 2 against them last season. He's gonna have a rude awakening tomorrow, man. 11 watching, 8 likes, some batty. Alright, man, it's wild, man. Going on with the viewers. Listen, there's 13 people in here. If you're not like the video, smash a like. Well, there's 13 people, including one on Twitch. So 12 people watching on YouTube. Make sure to smash a like, people. At least get it to 15 likes. 15 likes. To be fair, I think it's on 11 likes when I last checked it. So let's get it to 15 if you're not like the video already. Big up to Barrio again. The thing is, I never understood why no one batted an eye to Lopetegui even when Wolves signed him, because he was the one that put Sevilla in the predicament that they're in. Yeah, obviously he won the Europa League, then they lost to us in the Europa League the next season. Then the season after that, they were in a relegation battle where they sacked 3 managers, and he was the reason because of that. And the thing is, Omar tried to explain that millions of times to people. We got to Nick, maybe they should try 3.5 in the back, or just half a player. You reckon Fulham lose? Yeah, I think Fulham lose, bro. Let's keep the streak going. Support Mike. Get your questions in, people. Get your questions in. If you want the stream to keep going, get the questions in, people. 30 likes right now. Big up to everyone that's here. 30 likes, brilliant, brilliant. Because we got an overall of 12 on average on this specific stream. 30 likes, we'll take those, man. We'll take those. I do think Fulham will lose tomorrow, though, like to Arsenal, just because Arsenal just have too much quality on the day. I think Fulham will give them a game, but Fulham are just one of them teams where they'll lose a game, win a game, lose a game, win a game. They did very well against Brighton, but they could still be got at. And I don't think Brighton got the tactics right. I don't think they got the lineup right. I don't think they got the shape or the formation right. But then again, Fulham, they never give up. They never give up as well. I do think a centre-back pairing of Calvin Bassey and Issa Diop, despite the fact that Arsenal have no one up front, they're just very erratic. I feel like it's a game where Havertz will score. There's a game where Saka will give Robinson a really hard game, and Martin Odegaard is going to have the game of his life, probably. Feel free to ask, bro. Feel free to ask. I get Xerxes and convert him into a centre back. That'll be a 3.5. Do you guys reckon? Yeah, we're gonna see another one of them Joe Linton moments with one of these players, not necessarily just at Man United, but just with one of these players in the future. Yeah, in the Premier League, where obviously Joe Linton was originally a striker and he went into midfield after playing with Eddie Howe. Who next? Who next? Who are we gonna see like change to a mad position? Like it's got to be again like someone like Pep or Amorim. I have a feeling just gonna do something mad with a player like. Obviously, for a couple of games we saw Bernardo Silva at left back. We ain't going to see that again because he wasn't good there. But we got to see someone mad like, I don't know, Rashford, right wing back. Moncler boys, anyone? Moncler boys. Well, we're seeing it. Moncler boys, Amarim job. Scamarim. What was the one Lewis put a good one? A Banterim. It was Banterim as well. Banterim. How do you reckon Monday goes? And what are your predictions for games tomorrow? Oh yeah, let me look at the games tomorrow. Let me look at my phone. I'm not going to bring them up on screen just because it's easier just to look at them. I forgot there's 4 games tomorrow. Let me go through them just real quick. All right, Fulham Arsenal. I'll go 3-1 Arsenal. I think Fulham will score, but Arsenal will just have a field day. It's just going to be one of them days. Ipswich Bournemouth could be tough, but Ipswich don't win enough games. They don't put chances. They don't put the ball in the back of the net enough. Big up to AK as well. Big up to AK. They don't put a ball in the back of the net enough, and Bournemouth would just carry on what they're doing. So I think 2-0 Bournemouth. Leicester Brighton 2-2. Feel like it'd be a high scoring game. Spurs Chelsea 4-1 Chelsea. I think they'll win, but I don't think it'll be like a 6-0. But it'll still be like embarrassing enough for Tottenham to, get all the Levy out lot out of there. Yeah, those are the games I think. Those are my scores predictions for tomorrow. With Monday, I think we win the game, Villa fan. I think we win the game because we should win the game. And we win the game because the managers are 1 game left. So I'm purely going off. Again, I keep forgetting the word that I'm thinking in my head. Superstitions. I'm going off purely of superstitions for this specific game. I do think we will win the game. It'll be typical. It'll be typical for us to win that game. Lopetegui stays. We lose to Bournemouth. Then there's stuff about him getting sacked again. Then we lose to Brighton. And then they will probably wait until Liverpool until they sack him, even though we're probably meant to lose to Liverpool. So there you go. There you go. But it's one of them ones we're in a constant loop, as Charlie said earlier. Like we're always at that point where the manager's about to get sacked and we turn up. I don't get it. Because the manager's lost the dressing room. So if Zinchenko starts, then Traore will cook him. But then they might put I think they might play Harry Wilson, which I don't think they should. Reece Nelson can't play tomorrow. So I think what they're going to do, they're going to put Smith Rowe in the middle. They're going to put Traore on the left and put Harry Wilson on the right, I think, with the options that they have. I can't remember who else they put on the left, unless they put Smith Rowe on the left, Pereira in the middle, and Harry Wilson, and Adama Traore, sorry. Or Smith Rowe on the left, Harry Wilson in the middle, and then Traore. But I would target Zinchenko with Traore as well. if Calafiori is. Then again, even if Calafiori's there, Calafiori can be good defensively. He's not the greatest defender. Like he's not the greatest defending wide areas. He's very good on the ball. Iwobi, yeah, Iwobi, yeah. I forgot. Why did I forget Iwobi? Yeah, Iwobi on the left. Iwobi on the left. They should do Iwobi, Smith Rowe, Traore. Yeah, sorry, I forgot about Iwobi. I don't know why I forgot about Iwobi. He's having a great season. He had a great game against Brighton. I think he scored 2, didn't he? Or 1. But he had a great game against Brighton. He's having a great season. And to be honest, he's a half winger, half midfielder sort of thing. Like Marco Silva knows how to get the best out of him. He's a number 10, number 8 sort of player, but the way Marco Silva plays his wingers, you can kind of get away with playing on a wing as a number 8 and number 10 because you can just combine Smith Rowe and Iwobi swap around. So yeah, he should play Smith Rowe, Iwobi, Traore, and if Jimenez is fit, Jimenez. And Rodrigo Muniz is still a good like second choice striker. I need Jackson and Palmer to score for my FPL tomorrow. Yeah, I've got Palmer as captain. I took Haaland off and put Palmer as captain. That might come back to bite my ass because Haaland scored today. I've got I had Chris Wood on the bench, so yeah, that didn't work out for me. By the way, I will bring up like the updated GVO Mike's community FPL page one again in due time, but I'm doing really, really shit. I'm mid-table. I need to leave the FPL before the FPL leaves me, but I'm probably gonna still carry it on just because we've got a community now. Yeah. By the way, big derby coming up next week. Crystal Palace versus Brighton. I took Mbeumo and Wood up pause. I'm such an idiot. Yeah, I've got Mbeumo luckily, but I've got Chris Wood on the bench. Crystal Palace, Brighton. Do you know what's funny? Yeah, Crystal Palace and Brighton always get mocked for this game. When is the game actually? Is it next week? I'm assuming it's next week because obviously midweek is Champions League. It is. There's 3 games. It's a 3-game header on Sunday, next Sunday, by the way. There's no early kickoff, but we've got a game on 2, 4:30 and 7. What the fuck, man? That's at the highway derby. Do you know what it is? It's not even a highway derby. Like, it's just a rivalry. It's just a rivalry. Like, it's not even a derby because they hate calling it a derby. They hate when people, because what it is, people, like, derbies are meant to be like local and geographical. Any other night, it's a rivalry. Like Man United, Liverpool's not a derby; it's a rivalry. And I'm not enjoying. Oh yeah, you played shit today. Not gonna lie. Okay, I watched the game. You lot played shit. And with the Brighton Palace, there's one going back to what Terry Venables and Alan Mullery, like the 80s or whatever it was. So it goes back from there. It was back when like you play FA Cup replays like 3 times in a row if you keep drawing, sort of thing. So they kept playing each other. And then I think it was Venables or Alan Mullery got coffee through at them and coins through at them at one of the games, and it just became a game where like we got to turn up for this one. Yeah, their closest derby is probably they better focus on them lot. Like Charlton and Millwall is like derbies to them, like South London derby, South East London. Brighton could win that one and lose tomorrow. I mean, ideally for you lot as well, especially. I think it was funny. You lot will probably overtake us tomorrow, but then we'll probably win against Wolves somehow. We always find a way to keep afloat. Well, Everton. Did Everton play? Who Everton played? Did I miss that? I don't know why I'm focused on Everton. Oh no, Everton's game got postponed. Yeah, my bad. I'm talking about derbies, top 5 derbies in the UK. Ooh, it's not going to be the popular ones. If we're talking UK, Celtic Rangers is up there, obviously. I'll go derbies in the UK. That's a tough one. You know what? I'm gonna go with like ones that I would generally like that I want to watch, and it's not just the popular ones. Like I'm going Birmingham Villa. People are gonna be like, "What?" But Birmingham Villa for me, that's a big one. Yeah, I forgot their game got postponed today. Everton. Merseyside Derby's not making the list. Forest Derby is up there. I think it might just miss out though. Forest Derby's a good one though. Forest Derby's a good one. Like, do you know what it is? West Ham Millwall's technically a derby because it's London, but I'm gonna remove bias. I think a bit like Villa Birmingham, if they played each other more cool, whatever. I think if I'm gonna not be, I won't be biased. And I'll say apart from West Ham Millwall, just because I don't want to be biased. Time where Derby is up there. So Newcastle Sunderland, I'll put that. So Celtic Rangers, Newcastle Sunderland, and what was the other one I said? Birmingham Villa. Ah, I think if this was a couple years ago, I think I would have put the North London Derby in there. But I think it's been kind of not dead in terms of the games. But actually, this year's one was a bit dead because that's actually a generally good derby. I do actually like when Arsenal, Chelsea, and Tottenham play each other because those games are usually good. But I think it has fallen off the past couple of years. I think the last one, that North London derby, that was really, really good. I know the 2-2 was all right last year, but the one where Arsenal missed out on top four, where they lost 3-0, I think was the last like great North London derby. But if I can't think of another one, I might if I can't think of one that are crucial to the top five, I might still put that one there. I would have said the Manchester derby when I was growing up, but no. So Sunderland, Newcastle, Villa, Birmingham, Celtic, Rangers. I'm not gonna say Swansea, Cardiff. It's a good derby, but no. Definitely not saying Fulham, Brentford, or Fulham, QPR, Brentford. No. Leeds, Manchester. Thing is, technically not. I know it's like North, like sort of like you can say like, is it Lancashire? No, I know they're Yorkshire and Manchester, so technically you can squeeze that in to be a derby. But if it's like top five rivalry games, I'd say that's there. But if we're talking specifically derbies, I'll put Forest. I'll put Forest Derby there. Forest Derby kind of has to be there in a sense. If we're going, I'll do top five rivalries after top five because they're two different things. Because Man United could probably take half up the list. I'm trying to think. Obviously, Brighton Palace rivalry. Man said, "Can we have Debo? Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here!" Lancashire, Yorkshire. Yeah. So technically, you can squeeze it. Joe, I'll put the Sheffield Derby there. The Sheffield Derby might make it, but actually, no. Sheffield Derby is not over. No. Joe, I'll say North London Derby. I'll say. I said why? Because he's on loan to us, bro. So I'll say Birmingham Villa, Celtic Rangers. No particular order, by the way. Birmingham Villa, Celtic Rangers. I'll put the North London Derby there. Newcastle Sunderland and Forest Derby. I'll say those are the top five. On social media, you'll see a lot of hatred between the fans, but being honest, the fans in the stadium for the big London derbies are sometimes quiet, albeit I think Chelsea vs Arsenal this year improved. Yeah, I think that's an honourable mention, Swansea, Cardiff, but no, I don't think it's as entertaining, but I think it can be entertaining. I think the last one was entertaining, but it's not better than the ones I mentioned. I don't think it's better than the Sheffield derby. Sheffield Wednesday, Sheffield United, I probably would have put as an honourable mention. Obviously, West Ham Millwall if I'm like put my bias in there, but I think that is generally when I'm there. If I'm doing top five now, let me do top five rivalries. Leeds Manchester United's up there, so I'll put them. I'll put that game. I'm gonna put Arsenal Man United as well. I'm gonna put Arsenal Man United. I'm gonna put Chelsea Liverpool. I know Chelsea Liverpool got a bit dead at a point where it was like bare 0-0s and bare draws and stuff, but that's still a classic. I'll put them three. Yeah. I put that one in my top five. Don't worry about that. So I'll say, what was it? I just forgot what I was about to say. Leeds Manchester United, Arsenal Man United, Chelsea Liverpool. You never understood who hate each other, bro. Which teams? Other rivalries. Also, like rivalries, like Palace Brighton can't go in there because nobody gives a fuck about that. Man United versus Leeds. Do you know what? I generally don't know where it stems from. I don't know where it stems. I think it's one of the ones where when you face each other so much and like it got feisty. I'm assuming it led on because of that. I'm gonna assume anyway. I'm gonna assume it led on because of that. A bit like how Chelsea Leeds back in the day in that cup final. I'm gonna assume it's one of their big games. I think the Cantona transfer might have played a part in it because I think Eric Cantona went from Leeds to Man United. But then again, the rivalry might have been a bit big before that. Rival counties. That makes sense. because that one's like proper violent as well. That one's proper violent on the day. So if I'm doing top three rivalries, yeah, as I said, Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Leeds, Man United, rivalry games like teams that hate each other that ain't particularly derbies. It doesn't have to be non-local, but you know what I mean. Those are three that come to my head straight away. Um, Leeds have got to be there again, but it's just which team because everyone hates Leeds. And literally every team hates Leeds. I'll put Chelsea Leeds there. I'll put Chelsea Leeds there. If Leeds and Derby, like I watched Leeds derbies there, if they carried on their rivalry from the Lampard Bielsa days, that could have been a decent one, but they didn't. Um, West Ham don't have any rival teams outside of London. Like we used to hate like Man United a lot. West Ham Man United used to be a big one. We hate Leeds even though that's not a derby. Yeah, exactly. Like, but that's what I'm saying. Top 5 rivalry games and top 5 derby games. That's why I'm doing rivalry games now because you probably don't even see that as a rivalry, but you guys hate Leeds, But I can't speak from a Leicester fan's perspective. Leicester Chelsea, I mean, we hate them a lot, but don't know if many others know about it. Yeah, like put it this way, like the people that research football and people that know about football before like the 2010s know about that. So that's why I put that one in there. I put that one in there as well. I don't know whether I can't. There's got to be like blatant UK like rivalries that I'm not thinking of. Because when it comes to West Ham, we only hate Man United outside of London. Yeah, Leeds Derby is an interesting one. I feel like the hatred was a bit more there when it was the whole Spygate era with the whole Lampard Bielsa situation, but I feel like it's kind of died off. There's probably not that many like rivalries, like so maybe we probably have to put Palace Brighton there, even though no one really gives a fuck about it. Forest Wolves is up there. Forest Wolves when they're on their day, but then again that kind of goes in the same category as like Derby Leeds. Hull and Leeds, that ain't a derby, but I swear they hate each other with the passion. Leeds Hull fans, yeah. Joy is, I know that like Leeds fans are like very on the premise that they don't give a fuck about most of the teams that hate them. So like Huddersfield, Hull, Barnsley, Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday. I think they hate Sheffield United and Sheffield Wednesday a lot more. But then there's the teams like Barnsley, Huddersfield, and Hull that hate them more than Leeds care about them, sort of thing. Us Forest, us Coventry, depending on who you ask. Yeah, do you know what? I remember Neil saying that on Shameless, depending on what part of the East Midlands. Like some hate Forest the most, some hate Derby the most, some hate Coventry the most. I remember him saying that on Shameless. It doesn't Derby. Do you know what? It doesn't Derby. I do like Leicester Forest because I haven't really watched too many Leicester Coventry games in my life. But the Leicester Forest ones are mad. Like Forest Derby's mad as well. But it Harrogate Town versus Leeds up there. Man said Harrogate Town, you know what? Yeah, we'll put Palace Brighton there. We'll keep the faddy lot in there. There's just a bunch of faddies, a lot of the Palace fans, but we'll make them happy. We'll make them happy. We'll put them in the top 5 rivalries. Listen, any more questions? I'm willing to. I've got them for an hour and a half. I'm willing to just stream for more because fuck it, why not? So if you guys have got any questions, do you Aberdeen hate a Glasgow team? I'm not sure. I don't know whether they hate Celtic and Rangers. I know Hearts Hibernian. I think that's a big one, but I think that's a derby, isn't it? Blackburn Rovers, buddy. Yeah. So see, I could have put that one in the derbies, couldn't I? I could have put that one in the derbies. That's a good game as well. Do you know as well? I saw today. I've got a storage room for a question in it. You can keep asking, bro. Keep asking. I'm not here all day, but you know what I mean. I'm willing to stream for longer because I just like going off topic. I like going left. I've got a Christmas family part tomorrow. I'm afraid if you're doing it now, yeah, like no, fair enough. Like I do fuck all for Christmas. I do fuck all. Like I just want to chill out. I kind of like being the guy who peters off around the chaos just to do my own shit, just to chill out, maybe have a beer or something, just relax and watch something. I don't do the whole. I don't really do the whole traditional thing anyway. I'm not religious, so I do the whole turkey. I don't even like turkey, to be fair. I don't. I don't really watch Christmas films. The Christmas films are not. I don't really watch films, so I chill off and watch YouTube and just chill out or I chat to one of my mates or something. like, I don't. I don't do much shit. I'm quite boring, to be honest with you. Like outside of this, derbies count for same city or geographical proximity. They do, but people in modern day football now kind of misconstrue the whole derby thing. Now it's a whole any game's a derby, like Palace, Brighton, Man United, Liverpool derbies. I know they're like proximity, but like Liverpool, Chelsea, it's a derby. You know, it's not. It's a rivalry. It's a rivalry because Liverpool, Chelsea, are nowhere near each other. You know what I mean? Like that's what a lot of people try and put a thin line in between. But feel free to ask some questions, people. Feel free to ask some questions. Uh, ask anything, as it says on the banner, people, and we'll keep going. Make sure someone like the video as well if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new. Trying to hit 1K as soon as possible, people. We've got some plans for 1K. What's the biggest club in London? Obviously, it's between Chelsea and Arsenal because it ain't us, it ain't Tottenham, and it ain't the others. You can make an argument for either. The thing is, if I say, do you know what the problem with this is? Yeah, are we basing it? If we're basing, who's got more trophies? I'll just base it off that because like in terms of their total history. Because if I base it off like current, it's Chelsea. If I base it off, if I was to say Arsenal, I'm including a lot of their past. So it kind of depends on what do you base it on? What the fuck is going? These spam accounts are so weird. These spam accounts are so weird, bro. Man spammed it 3 times. He spammed it 3 times. It can't be Arsenal. What are we basing it on? What are we because it's between Chelsea or Arsenal. It ain't anyone else. Like, I can't even shamelessly say anything like about West Ham or anything. But who's got more trophies in their history? Is it Chelsea or Arsenal? Arsenal got more popularity in it, but other than that, and the amount of prems they have, it's us. Even though I of course have bias. Yeah, because you could argue that because Arsenal don't have much European pedigree, that is Chelsea. You could argue because Arsenal have more prems and it's in their own country. It's Arsenal. Big up to Mr. B. Big up, bro. I'm a crazy goal fest at G-Tech today, but we were awful against Villa. But hey, somehow we are sick. That's the one beats at home. Yeah, you guys are like going to the Brentford Community Stadium's long day. Long day, man. Long day. The question was biggest, not the most massive, so it has to be someone else. It's Chelsea. Arsenal have more PL. Chelsea have more CL. I'm going off total trophies, isn't it? Who has more? Let me look up total trophies. I'm looking that up. I'm literally going to base it off that because it's hard to differentiate the two because I do feel like you can make an argument of the two. I know people go off like fan base and stuff, but what is with these spam accounts? What is with these spam accounts? What is with these spam accounts? Like, we're not even that big to have spam accounts, bro. By the way, mods, if you see them type of accounts, feel free to just ban them, like, because they're just weird, man. Arsenal have 48 major trophies. This name a better rivalry than what's it called? Charlie versus David. You might always send shots to each other. Put on subscriber mode, fam. I actually don't know how to. Do I have to do it through YouTube? I've not ever had to do it. We've not ever been that big. Pause as well. I'm big. I don't even know how to do it. I legit don't know how to put on subscriber mode. Not gonna lie, but we'll keep it. We'll keep it thing for now. I'll figure out how to do it another time because I don't know how to put on subscriber mode. Unless I've got to be at a certain point in my thing. Let's be honest. Half our Arsenal trophies are community plates. Fair enough. Fair enough. And for some reason, it doesn't say the number that how many trophies Chelsea even have anyway. 8 FA Cups, 5 League Cups, 6. So I've got to do the maths myself. That's long. 19, 23, 25, 27, 28. Okay, fair enough. It's not far off, to be fair. If not, you can put on slow mode otherwise. Joyce, I don't know how to do it because I tried to go on the YouTube chat and I don't know where the option is to even like do all of that. So I need to figure that out. Most of the Arsenal trophies are from way back when. That's the thing. Like that's what I'm saying. Like if you're seeing Chelsea, someone argue it's recency bias over the past few years, like over the past 20 years or whatever. If you say Arsenal, it's for the like football that was in black and white. Because it's like people say Newcastle's bigger than West Ham, but Newcastle won all their league titles in the 50s and 60s. Like your granddad might not have even been born, sort of thing. So Newcastle won a trophy. My mum was barely born, bruv. Last time Newcastle won a trophy, but people put Newcastle in that category. I'd understand putting Leicester, Forest, Villa, what's it? Leicester, Forest, Villa, Leeds. I'd understand putting them, but Newcastle, nah. I don't put them in that conversation above West Ham. People like to actually look down upon us when it comes to talking about biggest clubs and stuff. I'm not saying we're like top 6 or even top 10. I know you hate Forest because of your fucking family, innit? Thoughts on Antonio that crash looked terrible but came away with his life broken femur. Yeah, I talked about it at the start of the video. My whole thing with that, just glad he's well. Glad he's well, Mr. B. I'm glad he's well. Anything other than that is I have no idea. Like it's just a case of like just hope he recovers, sort of thing. Kind of fearing the worst, but glad it wasn't the worst, sort of thing. I don't like people asking if he was going to retire earlier. I don't know. I think kind of his decision. Either way, I respect his decision, and it's probably going to put a battery in the back of our players to play for him now. The biggest club in London debate is the hardest for people to decide on in England. Honestly, only Celtic versus Rangers is a harder debate. Yeah, Celtic Rangers is nuts as well. I think a lot of people would say Celtic because of recency bias, but again, what are we based it on? Are we based it on who has bigger fan base, more trophies, stuff like that? I never get involved in these debates just because I'm a West Ham fan, but that's it. Yeah, I saw that crash. It looked crazy. Yeah, it was nuts, but luckily he's fine. Luckily he's fine. He's conscious and he's recovering, and that's the main thing. The most famous thing about Nottingham is a made-up fella in tights who lives in the woods. Zesty bunch of weirdos. Who? What? Oh, right. I thought you just got. If you're talking about who I think you're talking about, is that someone famous? Famous? Or is it some guy who's literally in the woods and you've seen some random man in the woods? That's some zesty guy in the woods. Oh, Robin Hood. No, I thought you were talking about someone else. Yo, Mike's for now. You should do a tier list right now, and almost every YouTuber I see is doing a ranking of every 92 teams from smallest the biggest club. That way we can end the debate on it. Yeah, Mr. B, I'm gonna mod you now, bro. Gonna mod you now. Celtic, only Scottish club to win the Champions League. There's that. Celtic also won a treble, to be fair. You know what? I might do this. Sure. Might have to get a guest on to do this. And then we might do that in a separate stream. Might do that separate stream. Hold on, actually. I'll put you a standard moderator. Hold on, I'm gonna put you in manager moderator. Give me a sec. Manager moderator. There you go. There you go. But yeah, Celtic have won a treble here. Like, I wouldn't because I don't like. I watch obviously only Celtic Rangers, so I wouldn't know how to decipher, the greater scheme of Scottish football and to get into deeper conversations when it comes about who's the bigger club, etc. as well. So I wouldn't know what to base it on if we're based on fan base, trophies, Celtic won a treble and stuff like that as well. Like, where would people put Man City? Like, let me ask you lot this: where would you put Man City in terms of ranking in England? Where are they in terms of biggest club? Are they fourth, fifth, third? Where do you put them? Because a lot of their success is recent, so a lot of people might go of recency. I'll pick Rangers just because it's some of the Celtic fans. Oh, what? Just don't like them. No problem, bro. No problem, bro. City are the third biggest club in England. What below? I'm assuming you'd be below Liverpool and Man United then. Uh, Celtic 15 years ago are different. Fifth biggest club, even if it's a joke, it's the truth. Their fans really hurt their reputation. Um, well, I guess they're kind of just getting started with being worldwide, isn't it? Because obviously they're going to have fans in the Middle East. Um, Obviously the whole lack of fans thing, like, obviously, it is a bit of a myth, to be honest with you. But in terms of the grander scheme of talking bigger club, if you're talking fan base in that as well, I hear your reasoning. I would say fifth as well, below Liverpool and United. Because are we going off recent success? Are we going overall in terms of the whole club's history as well? This is why I don't really get involved in these debates usually, because it's just like there's so much criteria to go off. That's why it's very hard to do all-time debates in general. Like who's the best starting 11 in this league? Who's the best starting 11 for this nation as well? Because what we're going off, because I would only go off what I watch when it comes to like player debates and all-time player debates. That's why when we did the whole shameless thing for the all-time Premier League 11, I went off players I watched. I couldn't tell you what Roy Keane was like. I couldn't tell you what Vieira was like. I couldn't tell you what Gary Neville was like, really. I only really saw Gary Neville get ripped by Jerome Thomas, and that was it. I couldn't tell you what Gary Lineker was like when he was playing. I couldn't tell you what Alan Shearer was like. You know, them kind of players. Like when people bring up them players, I can only tell you what, Salah and Hazard and, them kind of players there. Lampard, Gerrard, Scholes. Below Liverpool and United. Above Spurs, definitely. Oh, yeah, that's not a debate. They've got more trophies than Chelsea, and are right on Arsenal's coattails. I don't know, Centurion's treble 4 in a row. Fair. Let me tell you a story in it. My friend was a Barca fan and changed to a Man City fan last year when they won the treble. No fans of theirs are real. To be fair, I do know, actually, I generally know real life City fans. Like, they do exist, like, believe it or not. Who realistically can catch Liverpool or Arsenal? Are City definitely out of it now? I don't think City are out of it in terms of title race because they're Man City and they know how to recover, but I definitely don't think they're going to win the league. I don't think Arsenal are going to win the league. I've maintained the fact that they're out of it for me because they are always capable of that odd result to knock themselves back down in terms of they always fumble against teams that they're meant to beat now. They actually turn up in the bigger games, to turn up in when they have more space. Maybe not tomorrow necessarily, but it's the Fulham aways type games where they would usually fumble. Maybe not tomorrow. But I just think they're out of it. I think Chelsea, if they're still around here around the end of February, then they're in the title race. Other than that, I don't think they're quite ready yet, even though what I think they're doing right now is very impressive. I agree with Charlie. I still think City will finish above Arsenal as well. Most followers across all Med in order: Madrid, Barca, Man United, PSG, Man City. Yeah, PSG, like, they've got more followers in it, but they're probably not as big of a club as any of the others that you listed as well. I know real life City fans too. Every big club fan has coattails, and in Colombia you would be seeing City shirts everywhere every day. But now, literally, in the time of the bad form they've been having, City for still finishing above Arsenal. I see this one City fan on Twitter and had to check if she was AI. No shirts around, my guy. Fair, man. Fair. I'm sure PSG numbers are going down after Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe already left. PSG got money, but no. I laugh at PSG all the time. I always think PSG are the funniest club to laugh at because they just like throw money at it, blame certain players that aren't even the problem, and then they fuck up in the Champions League all the time. What used to piss me off is that everyone used to put them as like Champions League favourites all the time, and they never win the Champions League. And I could call it from a mile off. They're not going to win the Champions League. They've got a team of individuals all the time. Now they're kind of lost without Mbappe, even though Mbappe was whatever. Like, he wants to leave for Madrid. They got Bradley Barcola, cool, but Luis Enrique is heavily overrated. You got no striker. You signed Colin Moani and Ramos, already don't like them. Like, Verratti was one of the only people that you could really say was standing out, and even then he can't stay fit. Hakimi and Mendes are more wing backs than they are fullbacks. Marquinhos and Kimpembe are in general a bunch of bozos, but Kimpembe's kind of improves on. We'll say he kind of improves sometimes and kind of falls off at times. What was it? Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, I know real life City fans as well. There's a guy, I'm not going to say his name because I don't know if he wants to be put out there, but there's a guy he's actually a rapper now. Well, he's always been a rapper, but he's more known for his rapping now. He worked in my college. He was like a teacher at my college. And when I was speaking to him about football and stuff. Like, he was a Man City fan, but he's from London, but he showed me like pictures of when he was a kid, like wearing City shirts and stuff. So there was him, There was a guy who was like used to go to my school and used to be my neighbor, like trying to claim he was a City fan, but I never actually knew who he was supporting. But this was like 2011, 12, when like, you know, the Aguero season and stuff like that. So he was only just saying it to like take the piss and like try and glory hunt. I think he just liked watching football in general. And there was another guy I used to play football with who was a genuine City fan as well. So I've met three, but two of them are actually real. Um, Other than the Europa winning team, which is the best West Ham team you've ever seen, it's the lockdown one. So the one that finished sixth place, the 2021, because we were looked like an actual team. Even though we had a thin squad then, we needed another striker to help Mikel Antonio. That was the most like cohesive team we have, and we actually also what's it called weren't expected to do what we did. No one did. I thought we'd get relegated that season because the amount of chaos that was going on. Um, well, we had like the four nows, Lingard, Benrahma, Bowen, Rice, Suchek partnership that was on fire. Sufal, the best right back in the league, like on form at that in that season. Suchek, one of the best midfielders in the league at the time. So I would say with Declan Rice in terms of form, not in terms of player. Um, we actually managed to make it work with Ogbonna, Diop, and Dawson as our centre back partnership, as centre back options. Even though Ogbonna is a great defender, but Cresswell was on form that time. Cresswell and Masuaku had a great understanding when Masuaku got fit. It's a shame he got a long term injury, but Moyes used to switch it up every game as well. Tactically, he used to tweak it. Sometimes we'd be a bit too defensive against the big teams, but against the teams we're meant to beat, you kind of get over the line. And listen, we were very close to Champions League, and I liked the mentality of the players that they were really disappointed that they got Champions League, but still took their achievements in their strive. That's what I really liked about the team. It was a great team spirit, but also we looked just so defensively solid at times. It was very good to watch. Um, I think we're gonna get a City Madrid UCL final. With Real Madrid, you never know, bro. Like, it just wouldn't surprise me with Real Madrid. Like, they've looked so bad this season. I know they won today, but they look so bad. But they'll probably still make the final. I said they'd win it this season. It wasn't just because of Mbappe. I just thought they'd win it this season. So I still think they do win it. I don't think City will get too far. I think City will maybe go out of the quarters again. Did they get out of the quarters last time? They did. I think they'll probably go out of the quarters depending on who they. But then again, Europe is shit right now. Like Barcelona maybe are good. Like Inter are good. I'm rooting for Inter, if not Man City. So one of them teams I would like to win. Let them to win just because I like Man City and I've always liked Inter Milan. So one of them two teams would be nice. I used to like Barcelona just because of Messi as a kid. I don't really care about Barcelona now. No offense to Omar, big up to Omar, but uh, I don't really know. At this point, I don't know who's going to win the Champions League, but Inter Milan. Let's just say Inter Milan. PSG are in a spliff, honestly, and it just shows how bad Liga is that they're first. It does, mate. Big up to Hikes as well. First time seeing you on the channel. Big up to you. I never understood why you guys never signed Lingard. So basically, what happened was in the first summer when we did try to sign him, but Solskjaer claimed that he wanted to keep him and sign a new contract, and Lingard wanted to fight for his place at Manchester United. Manchester United in that same summer, he then left on a free, as we all thought he would, and then there was a debate between Forest and West Ham, and Forest paid him more, and we wasted our time. And his brother, he's a prick, and a bit of a prick of an agent. Wasted our time with that whole saga. So there was that as well. That's kind of why we did try like multiple times to sign him. We even tried to sign him in the January window, and they didn't want to let him go to a club they were competing with for Europe at the time. With Messi, Lingard, exactly. Would you want a new ground or to stay at the London Stadium? The thing is, we can't really afford to get a new ground anymore. The problem is, yeah, if we was to put money into this ground, um, it would fuck up our FFP and we wouldn't be able to spend it in transfer windows. We've kind of just fucked ourselves. We kind of just have to lie in our own bed now because we rent this stadium, but we can't change anything about the stadium. So we're in a constant state of shite atmosphere and a shite environment. That's where we are right now. So I would want, if it was up to me and if it was possible, even though in the area that it wasn't possible, I would have tried to extend Upton Park, even though we probably couldn't have. I would just redesign this new stadium. If we had a good enough squad, I would take the hit for the season or two and redesign a proper stadium where we could thrive and create a good atmosphere. But then we take the risk of fucking ourselves as a football club to actually thrive in the league. Um, First, it's the simple things as well. I want all the seats to be claret and not white and claret and blue. It's simple things like that. When you walk into Upton Park, it's full claret. It's a full West Ham stadium. It looks like a West Ham stadium. It looks like what it is. It looks like a tourist stadium when you look into the London Stadium. You can create a good atmosphere in there if you really force it, but we forced it on the Europa League night, so we didn't give them a choice to not create an atmosphere. But it was still wasn't the same as it was at Upton Park. It never will be. I'm not saying Upton Park was like electrifying um, every game. But when Upton Park was rocking, it was rocking because it was so compact as well. Get Mike's to 20 likes, people. Listen, if you haven't liked the video already, make sure to like the video and make sure to subscribe as well. It was in the 2021 season, but I hear you, Barrio. In the 21-22 season, of the Lingard season, you had. I remember. Oh no, you're right. Sorry. Of the Lingard season you had, I actually remember enjoying West Ham games, even though I hate you lot with a passion. West Ham 4-1 Villa game was a game I remember vividly. Yeah, that was the Ben Johnson game when he did the whole light bulb celebration. That was when I used to rate Ben Johnson. That was a long time ago. That was the first season where I started this channel. You can actually check out videos from that season on this channel where I was just recording match reactions in the corner of this room, just like standing up, doing match vlogs. I used to do really social anxiety match vlogs where I just was talking to the camera like, "Hey guys, welcome to a new video." I'm talking like an absolute idiot. That season was vibes for the first 6 months until we didn't spend anything in January, and then we kind of just petered off. But we got 7th that season. Not probable Madrid versus City final. Liverpool versus Barca most likely. I don't think Barca will make the final. I think they rely on Yamal too much from the games that I see. But Liverpool can make it. It's just I think with the squad size they have, they might go a bit stale. We have the worst stadium in England, yeah, by far. Embarrassment, fucking Del Boy Trotter. I've been to the Dagenham Redbridge Stadium many times. It's a way better stadium. I generally prefer their stadium. Are all in a bit of a free fall at the moment. The thing is, you can't tell with Europe because of the standard of the quality that is actually in place. Would you play at Wembley for a few seasons so you could redesign London Stadium? No, I wouldn't play at Wembley. It's too far. From east to northwest London, it's too far. It's too far. We kind of just got to lie in our own bed. It is what it is. We kind of just got to go with it. If it was a perfect world, it wouldn't affect our FFP and we'd redesign the London Stadium. But we don't live in a perfect world, unfortunately. Are there any other teams you support, lower league or abroad, like Spanish, Italian, German teams? Inter Milan, just because I liked the colours when I was a kid. Dagenham and Redbridge, because local. QPR is my second team because of my granddad. So those are the teams I keep an eye on. And not necessarily like support, but I know what you mean. Like, not like the shirts at the back. I wouldn't buy I've got an Inter Milan shirt because it's abroad. But I wouldn't wear another English team shirt, but Dagenham and Redbridge local, QPR second team because of my granddad, and Inter Milan. I don't really have any other abroad teams. Like as I said earlier, like I used to like Barcelona, but that was purely because of the team they had when I was a kid, like Messi, obviously Iniesta, Xavi, Busquets, David Villa, Pedro, Dani Alves, Puyol, PK, Eric Abidal, Victor Valdez. You know that 2009 to 2011 team. Liverpool exciting this season. They are. It's just whether they can keep up with the squad they have with the with how like short it is. We put in the new Dagenham merch shop and then painted all the outside windows and downpipes outside. Good little ground. Yeah, I really like the ground. I went there for the Dagenham and West Ham charity event, and I went there for the pre-season game, not the one that just went like this summer, the one last year where we drew 2-2. Good stadium. Good stadium. Easy to get to as well, of course, but I like them type of stadiums. I just like them small, compact stadiums. If they were facing Millwall at home, I would have gone to that game. I'm not going to go Millwall away to watch fucking Dagenham and Redbridge. But man said take Malmo as your fourth team. Why Malmo? Is that your team? Joe, you don't support a team. Like I still wonder, what was the team you dumped 20 years ago? Wasn't it you and Omar Shadow said you dumped a team 20 years ago, and you just watch football for vibes now? I hear it. I don't think Liverpool will get final because if they stay in the title race, they're just the type of team though that compete on all fronts are kind of used to it, but they might just burn out. So I think you might be right. Yeah, obviously you might have a lot of AC Milan, Chelsea players like what is it? Loftus-Cheek, Pulisic, etc. Yeah, Tomori, Tammy Abraham's on loan now. Fucking hell, they're literally signing your leftovers. I used to watch. I like to watch Milan because of Kaka. Oh yeah, that team with Ancelotti in it. A little bit before my time. A little bit before my time. Um, but AC Milan and Inter Milan were always like cool because of the colours for me. But I chose Inter just because I liked blue and black put together. You see, our final will be two teams fighting to save their season. So you reckon like a like a Bayern maybe, or like a Bayern Juventus. I don't know. I don't know who's struggling right now. I think it'll be. I think Inter will be there. I think Inter will be there. I used to love Madrid when the goat was there. Can't stand them now. Like he kind of raves about them all the time. uh oh, is Ronaldo your goat, Charlie, as well? Finally supported by Chelsea. Otherwise, you're a passive. Fucking no. Biggest club in London. True, the Milan derby is so aesthetically pleasing. I like the Milan derby. It's my favorite derby in terms of like outside of England. Uh, you have to have a history of racial abuse. Thanks for the invitation. Appreciate. Is that a hint that you used to support Chelsea? Yeah, CR7's my goat. Fair enough, man. Obviously, Messi's mine, but I always used to have that debate in school. Do you know what the worst part about that debate? Yeah, is if you debate with a Man United fan about it, because like they never used to watch Ronaldo, but because he played for their club, it was like, oh, Ronaldo's my goat. Why? Who do you support? Oh, Man United. Okay, I'm not going to debate this. That's what half my debates were in school. Like, I think Messi better, and he's like, why do you think Ronaldo's better? Because Champions Leagues. In that case, Scott Carson's like the best keeper ever, bro. Racist Shagger captains is in our DNA. Jesus Christ. I don't know who's more unhinged. No, it's actually you're more unhinged than I am. You're definitely more unhinged than I am as well. But yeah, you got to. Oh, Joy, I don't even know if I can say John Terry's a proper fucking hell, man. Fucking hell. Oh, for fuck's sake. For fuck's sake. John Terry's a proper bloke. Yeah. Fucking hell. Nah, I don't like tying myself to just one team. I just love watching all good football. Is that even a debate? It's not for me. It's not for me, but I hear you. There's culture at Chelsea. You've got to embrace it to get on board. What's with these spam accounts, man? I'm so confused why there's so many. Someone's bored, fam. Someone's bored. Oh, my days. The fact that I have to ban them twice as well. Very annoying, but it is what it is. I don't really get the concept of just making accounts to comment on shit. It's kind of, oh, no, it's kind of sad. I kind of feel sorry for these kind of people. But surely you used to support a team, though. I feel like you said in Omar Chat you used to support a team, but I feel like we're never going to get the answer out of you. Because I feel like you probably don't want to admit the fact that you dubbed that team. Someone tell Damien to melt cold cheese, kind of weird, isn't it? Yeah. It is what it is. If West Ham got liquidated, would you support another team or would you not? Nah, I don't think I'd put myself through the stress. I don't think I could anyway, because you're so emotionally attached to a club that you probably couldn't. It probably would be unofficially Dagenham and Redbridge, but it's kind of just because they're local. But it wouldn't be like the same. It would kind of just be like, oh, I hope they do well, sort of thing. I'd become a citizen in a heartbeat. Yeah, or just like glory hunt. I could just glory hunt. The thing is, if I was actually to change to a team, it'd be one or the other. It would be either one of the like non-league clubs, so it's like proper football and all that nonsense, or I just glory hunt, so I could actually be happy for once in football. So it's either that, but in general, I'd probably just be watching games as a neutral, which would be kind of boring. But at least I can at least branch out in this channel, sort of thing, and like the branding still case. I'd like to be part of like what Wimbledon are, where AFC Wimbledon got turned into MK Dons, so they started their own Wimbledon. If we could start our own West Ham again and try to restart, I'd like to be part of that. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I'd rather kill myself. Because as much as it's like fucking what's his name, Anakin Skywalker turning into Darth Vader, bruv. I'm not fucking doing that. I bet you were a Yeovil Town fan. I went full on glory hunting when I started watching NRL. My teams won the comp 4 times in a row up the riff. Fair enough. I know nothing about them sports there, bro. I might just. Do you know what it is, yeah? funny thing is, when it comes to this channel, if West Ham liquidated, I'd have a couple options. I'd either branch out to football or just become a fucking full-time darts channel or like a music channel or talk about rap or some shit. I'd probably turn this channel into a whole mess of shit. Like, it wouldn't be like, I still talk about football on this channel if West Ham liquidated, but it would literally be more Mike's the personality rather than Mike's the person that talks about football. It'd be talking about darts, talking about rap, talking about football. I'd be uploading mad shit, and it'll be like a mess of everything. Like if West Ham liquidated. The thing is, that's probably what the channel's going to be one day. Bro, you would love life as a Chelsea fan too. You see, as a third one. Live too long, end up becoming the villain. Nah, not me. I'm already the villain, bruv. Stress-free football. Chelsea have been in turmoil for the past 3 years. There's a lot of Chelsea fans here. You got to battle that one yourself, bro. But currently, I say Chelsea, Villa, Atalanta caught my eyes. I've liked Atalanta since we faced them in pre-season. Under Gasperini, I kind of kept an eye on them. I like the way they play. I like the way they operate as well. I'm kind of glad they won the Europa League in the end because just the way they played. I like Ademola Lookman, obviously for Skamaka as well, mistreated and that, and we'd have been in heaven for 25 years. Oh boy! Last season, I liked watching Dortmund too. Yeah, I still wouldn't take Terzic, but I like their journey in the Champions League. I like the games I watched, like Dortmund, Atletico, Dortmund, PSG. I was really happy when they beat PSG. Didn't watch long for that. So, but I've always liked Dortmund, but I've never had a German team. I've never had a team in Germany. So there's also that as well. There's also that. I've only ever had like an Italian team and like a couple of teams I like. Other than that, in England, like QPR, Dagenham, and Redbridge. I always liked Man City growing up just because of the players they had, like Aguero, Silva, and company. And then they had other players as well, like Yaya Toure as well. Nah, what the fuck? Why is there so many like mad accounts, bruv? Why is there so many mad accounts? It's nuts. Because I don't know how to change the fucking thing to sub only mode and stuff like that. Choose Bayern. The thing is, this is probably the worst time right now to choose Bayern Munich. This is probably the worst time to choose Bayern Munich because they're going through stress recovery. Bruv, this rain and wind is nuts right now. I feel like my whole fucking garden's drowning. But it's probably the worst time to choose Bayern. I like Elise though. Elise is one of my favourite players in the world. He has been for years, but he just doesn't stay fit. Yeah, we don't talk about that. Do you hate any teams outside of London? Man United. That's pretty much it. I used to hate Everton a little bit because they never used to get relegated. They used to be quite arrogant about never getting relegated. I don't really care about them anymore. I don't know. Hatred doesn't really. I did want them to get relegated last season because they had the points deduction. I don't think it was fair on them compared to the other punishments that the other teams get in the league. So I did want them to get relegated last season. But Man United, I've always hated Man United because there was too many Man United fans in school. It's East London, so it's Man United fans. But they used to piss me off. Because they were just arrogant. It would be like, haha, we're first and you're 20th. The sort of things. So I was like, yeah, fuck you lot. I've always hated Man United. Always. Like, the thing is, West Ham usually get up for Man United. I don't know why West Ham always get up for Man United. I don't know where the hatred even came from that. I couldn't even tell you myself. But there was always that odd game. I remember Fergie even fucking complaining about it. Saying that West Ham get up for Man United more than they do in the London games as well. But I'm trying to think teams outside of London. Because all my hatred is in London. Like Tottenham, Chelsea, Arsenal, Palace. Palace has nothing to do with West Ham, by the way. I think everyone always thinks it's a London derby thing. No, I just don't like their fans. The same with Arsenal, to be fair. It's not even a West Ham thing. I just don't like them. Outside of London, because I've never had an opinion on Liverpool. Like, everyone has an opinion on Liverpool. I've never had an opinion. I don't have a single opinion. Like, I've never thought of them. I just liked a couple of players they had. But I've never cared about Liverpool. I liked Man City. Like, just because of the players they had. I liked Mancini as well. And that City QPR game was mental growing up. Outside of London, who else is outside of London? Like the Midlands teams. I've never had it. I like Leicester. I wanted Forest to get in the Premier League. don't hate anyone in the Midlands. I think I used to hate Villa under Dean Smith a little bit, but I quite like them under Emery, to be honest. Yeah, the rain is mad right now. And then the ownership saga happened, the whole threatening of being liquidated. Yeah, what was that? Almost everyone hates Man United, even outside of England. Yeah, it's also because they were successful. It's because they were successful. Like, people pretend they don't hate Man City, but everyone talks about Man City when they lose, so they kind of do. Their fans are almost as bad as Arsenal. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think it's second worst fan base after Arsenal. I've always debated who's worse growing up, but that's why I hate Arsenal as well. Same reason why I hate Man United. My sister is a United fan, and literally I always hated hearing people say GG, GGMU and stuff like that. Yeah. We all know them annoying Man United fans. All know them annoying Man United fans. It's mostly old gen. I hate Liverpool in it. 1986 UCL final. Yes, because again, it's basically any team that was like dominant in success has haters, or any big club as well. Any like massive club, they have haters. If Liverpool got proper cup final heritage, just Chelsea. Villa for their dominance before our time. I hate Liverpool growing up was the first team to make me cry. Oh, I'm assuming the FA Cup final. The FA Cup final. Like, because I was like, when was that? 2006? I was getting babysat. My parents were at the game. I was getting babysat, so I have no memory of that game. I was like 3 years old. I'd honestly put Spurs the second worst fan base. I just don't care about Spurs enough to like this. Like, their fan base is fucking annoying. Don't get me wrong. I put them. Honestly, it's between your fan base and Spurs for third. I have to be real. But no, I'll put Spurs, probably Spurs third. I say third just because Man United are unbearable because they think they're back. They think they're going to win the league every year. And Arsenal fans are, well, do we even need to say anymore? I just need to say Arsenal fans. Then I'd probably put Liverpool fifth because even though I don't like Liverpool, Spurs can get liquidated and nothing changes. Even then, I agree. By the way, that guy who's probably spamming the account is probably making another account right now. Well, don't blame me, bro. We've both been Spurs fans are actually funny to watch when they bottle shit. If they lose tomorrow, which they probably will, we're gonna watch a couple meltdowns. We gotta watch. I'll probably do a video reacting to Expressions meltdown because Expressions is the goat. That Spurs don't deserve Expressions. I'll be real, they don't. They don't deserve Expressions because that guy is man. Oh, bro. You two fucking go at each other a lot. It's what enjoy it. You two haven't been on the same stream for a bit, so there hasn't been an argument, but it's always like fucking Michelangelo versus Danny Ings. Like, you two, man, don't stop. Expressions, Abby, etc. Abby's all right, I think. I don't really listen to her enough. I think she always kind of like flip flops in it, from what I see. But yeah, Expressions the goat for me. Like, Tobes is funny, Fuad's funny, Abby's all right. Yeah, they've got a few to be fair. Jordan, big up Jords. Big up Jords. Bro, if we lose tomorrow, I cannot have the balls to see an Expression. Bro, if you lose tomorrow, Expression's gonna royally cook. Because the thing is, Expressions will cook anyone regardless of where his club is at. Because he doesn't be like wet back and everything like that. But he will still go ultra cooking mode because he doesn't stop with the nicknames. He will never miss a chance to do it. He'll never miss a chance to do it. He loves to send indirects to me. Who sends indirects to you? Oh, Damien. Right, yeah, Damien. You guys shade each other in the chat, but yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Abby is just awful to listen to. That was so harsh. But I don't give a fuck. I think it's just one of them ones where it's just like the Tottenham fan arrogance always gets to her. She's one of them arrogant Tottenham fans. But then when they get humbled, it's like, I'm depressed again. Are we that bad? Are we that bad? If you're including on Twitter, then I'd probably put us first. But if we're including general, I'm taking Twitter out of it because everyone's a prick on Twitter. But are we that bad? What's like? I know you guys hate us. I know we hate you, but so fair enough. But are we that bad? Antonio Hopey as well. What was West Haram biggest mid off? Yeah, it's a shit off. It's El Shitico, El Sackico. It's literally like the pits of hell of watching football. Is it kind of sums up. The best thing about Chelsea is their OnlyFans models. I only know that Astrid exists. If they've got any others, that's mad because you're kind of making yourselves to be slags if you've got more than one OnlyFans model. I don't even and Astrid's one of the most jarring people in this whole space. Um, you need to be careful what you say. West Ham accept your fucking Indian street cooking hygiene level performances this week. I don't even know what that means, bro. I don't even know what that means. Terrible fan. Yeah, West Ham fans on that. I don't even, no. I think we're terrible on Twitter. To be honest, I disagree with that. I'd say we're terrible on Twitter. Um, to be honest with you, I put us probably up like even in just a Twitter, it doesn't change. Arsenal fans are the only ones that the Twitter fans are the exact same as in real life. Melon on the verge of getting his stomach pumped again. The legend telling people to subscribe to Astrid is crazy. Who told them to subscribe to Astrid? I didn't even know. It's more something personal to me, in it. I'm more of a recent fan. So the 2021-22 season, you guys ruined our title race in here. I can't be. Joe, I hear that, bro. I hear that. Zola, wait, when was this? Mike, bro, Prime Moise and Lopetegui. But Moise is way better than Lopetegui, but you're way better than Lopetegui as a manager, bro. And I've never seen you manage. To remind me of Astrid. Hey, West Ham Man United legend sucking the daughter's toes. Joe, the legends are going outside. When did Zola say subscribe to Astrid, though? I wish we had an Astrid. We got a. All right, Charlie's hit list is Damien and what's it? Lawless. Last year, I think worst thing is she's too meaty. She's so meaty. Yeah, man, she ain't all that, man. She ain't all that. If we're talking like, if let's get analytical about this. Analytical analysis, whatever the fucking word is. She ain't all that at all. I feel like there's too many horny people on the internet, man. They just see anyone with a pair of tits and think they can. I think they're fit. I think she's a product of that. Zola and Hasselbank time was good too. A bit before my time. He got receipts for Damien. Yeah, he got receipts for Damien. Like Damien and Charlie is like the Messi and Ronaldo version of this chat, bruv. I bet she can suck a golf. You have some one-liners, bro. How would you feel if a Lopetegui in it wants to fight you? I'd say probably get a life. Like, I'm not fighting over a football manager. I think everyone that is Lopetegui in probably just doesn't. I don't think they exist anymore. To be fair, I don't know anyone that's Lopetegui in. As long as she stays away from anything I support. She doesn't even have tits though. No, I didn't even mean it like that. I meant just like they just see a naked body and they just think they're fit anyway. And she's a big clout chaser. The thing is, I always think, yeah, off top. Well, it's not really off topic because we're talking about OnlyFans, but with these OnlyFans models, yeah, how are you ever going to find a relationship? When does it come to a point, yeah, where the income stops, it's not sustainable anymore, and you got to find that you actually got to find a man? I want to know what her father thinks. That's all I'm saying. She probably doesn't. Actually, I'm not going to say that. My fan base see a Chelsea patch and lose all composure. Bro, her face looks like a bicycle seat. Oh, I've not. That is such a like specific analysis of someone's head shape. A bike seat. You know, I'll probably notice that when I next see her. Like, are you good at fighting or is it a talk thing? I don't fight much, to be fair. I can only really fight someone if I'm angry at them. To be fair, I don't really fight people. Like I'm not really needed to get into a fight since secondary school. To be fair, I didn't really, and the person I wanted to fight didn't want to fight me, even though I was fucking skinny as fuck. So I didn't really understand. But yeah, Melon acting like he wouldn't pipe Astrid is crazy. Oh, Melon definitely would. Melon definitely would pipe Astrid. Imagine being worth a car and a house and having a loving family to being worth 3.99 a month. Spotify is worth 4 times more people per month. The thing is, you can't lose an argument to a person who sells their body online. But people like any argument, but you sell your body online. But people pay $2.99 to see your tits. You've won the argument. You've won the argument, bruv. Is she trolling Liverpool fans now as well? Then is she trolling Liverpool fans now as well? I've not seen it. I've got it muted on Twitter. She's on Twitter. All I'm glad is that now as a scout is needed to deal with Astrid. That's crazy. Like you're trolling Liverpool fans as well. Yeah, was it? He put a curse on Nigeria. Oh, so are you Ghanaian? Sure. Do you like that Ghanaian say Nigeria hater? Oh yes, yes, of course. I forgot about this. I forgot about this. Did you guys see the Roundtable podcast thing? Yeah, where this woman says that a Liverpool player DM'd her in the first team that's like around that age, like 21, 22 or whatever it is, and said that DM'd her saying that he wants to get run through by 22 men. And everyone thought it was quite, and it's probably Kwanzaa because Kwanzaa, we know what he's like in DMs. He's been caught out a couple times. And there you are. Man wants a whole football game to himself. That's crazy. Mike, dinner with Lopetegui or wear a Spurs shirt? Dinner with Lopetegui. I'm not wearing a Spurs shirt, bruv. Jamaican, but I like Ghana because of the World Cup. Oh, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. It's Salah moving proper hurrah. Kwanzaa moving like Diddy. Jarrell P, bro. Jarrell Puff Jarrell. There's not really a good one. Dinner with Lopetegui wear a Chelsea shirt now. Dinner with Lopetegui. I'm not wearing a Chelsea shirt. I'm not wearing a Tottenham shirt. I'm not wearing any of you. I think you guys know the answer. And don't ask me wear a Tottenham or Chelsea shirt. I'm not gonna. There's no winner to that. Obviously, you guys would say Chelsea because you're Chelsea fans. But for me, would you rather wear a West Ham shirt than a Tottenham or a Tottenham shirt? Like you're not gonna choose one. You might say, "Oh, West Ham because I hate Tottenham more." No, you're just not gonna answer that because you're not gonna wear another West Ham or Tottenham shirt. What the fuck? No, I'm not taking 50 million to sleep with Lopetegui, bruv. But I thought these questions are getting mad. These questions are getting mad. But I get 50 million's a lot of money, yeah. But I feel like if I was to shag Lopetegui, yeah, and get 50 million after that, I don't think the money's going to be worth it because I'm just going to be thinking in the back of my head, I've had to shag this receding hairline Spanish guy. And just literally, he's a guy, by the way. Like, you're not asking me to shag like an ugly woman or anything. You're asking me to shag a guy. Dinner with Drogba or dinner with Kane? To be fair, this one's not that deep. I probably couldn't understand. The thing is, I wouldn't be able to tell when I'm talking to Harry Kane whether he has food in his mouth or not with the way he speaks. Drogba sounds like more of an interesting person, so probably Drogba. That's a bit different. Like 50 mil for Astrid. The thing is that she's a woman, isn't it? So well, obviously, you take 50 mil to shag a like it's a woman, bruv. That's a Kate Hopkins or Lopetegui. I'd rather shag Kate Hopkins. It's a woman, bruv. Even though she's disgusting. Dinner with Lopetegui or Astrid as manager. Dinner with Lopetegui because I'm not having an OnlyFans but as my manager. I'd rather. I'd do it for 10. Fuck's sake. For fuck's sake, man. How have we been going for 2 hours, 21 minutes? I haven't even noticed that. It's not even that deep. Poor King. Bruv, you wouldn't be able to tell if Kane's talking or not with food in his mouth. I wouldn't be able to know what Kane's saying. I can understand Drogba way more than I can understand Kane. Charlie supports West Ham, by the way. He's just trolling about wearing a Tottenham shirt. Give me 20k and I'll do it. 20k. Fucking hell. Easy to sell out. The thing is, wearing a shirt for 50 million, I probably would. Because, like, compared to shagging a man, that's like, I'd wear someone else's shirt, like, in terms of, like, I'd have a rival team shirt for obviously 50 million, because that's ridiculous. I've seen people do forfeits for less. So that's fine. But I'm taking it off straight away. As long as it doesn't go on the internet. Well, actually, then again, if it goes to the internet, fuck yeah, man. I've got 50 million. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm a West Ham. Exactly. That's why you can. That's why you can understand how Charlie is. We're all like this. We're all just depressed. Thoughts on Rance getting angry and wanting to fight? I don't know about this situation, bro. Who does he want to fight and why? Win 10 prems in a row or win one UCL? Ooh, 10. Because you're saying 10. It's still 10 trophies. I know it's 10 of the same trophy, but I'd take 10 trophies over one because it's still 10 in a row. 10 prems in a row. Nobody's going to beat that record as well. Like UCL is mad, of course, but definitely 10 prems in a row because nobody's going to beat that. Everyone can. There's a lot of teams that are going to win a UCL. There's not a lot of teams that can do 10 Premier Leagues in a row. Lopetegui tattoo for 200k reward. I'm not tattooing another man on me. I'm not tattooing another person on me that's not related to me. 10 prems, yeah, I agree with 10 prems. He wanted to fight no context because of the tapes. Oh, no context. Oh, the account. Yeah, I know he didn't like the account anyway. I don't know, innit? Like I understood his perspective. He was talking about a few months ago, but it was like, I don't like these no context accounts because of the whole concept. They take shit out of context. I don't want people putting stuff out of context of me. I get that. I think that's a fair thing to say. To be fair, he wants to fight LV General or whatever his name is. The thing is, this is fair as well because Rance can actually box, and LV General was giving it large, but when Rance offered him out, he didn't want it. And then we saw what I don't know whether people saw, but LV General in his last fight kind of embarrassed himself. If Lopetegui was your brother, would you spark him out of family function? Yeah. Was it what did CB say? Not the Chelsea CB. The drill rapper CB. He could be an op and be my cousin. He still get bun at family function. That would be me or Lopetegui. I don't think Rance has anger issues. I think it's very like hard to say, especially when you don't know the person. I don't think Rance actually lashes out that much, to be fair as well. Like Rance is just who he is because he's who he is. He doesn't have anger issues or anything. Rance doesn't get angry that much, to be fair. He's quite a like low key jokey guy. It's just like certain things will piss him off, like everyone. Because if Rance has anger issues, then people could probably say that about me. But I don't have a big audience, so it's like, because if Rance has anger issues, then what the fuck is DT? DT is a crazy maniac. Yeah, exactly. Rance is just on smoke. He's just on smoke. Like, yeah, LV can fight as well as Mela can drink. People just want to try man too much. Like that's the thing. Like, I think Rance is misunderstood at times. To be honest with you, like if I'm being real, like I think people just think he's this stubborn, horrible person, but he just has his own opinion. Like, I think people don't like people having their own opinions. You don't have to agree with the guy, but we all get angry on here because we all love the sport, and also because we put our foot, like, not necessarily me, but like the people that have got bigger audience all have their face out there constantly. They all put their face out there. So when someone's taking their thing out of context, it kind of does the heading because then the whole narrative is built about you, about something you didn't actually say because it's taken out of context. I think a lot of the stuff he complains about is kind of justified. If I'm being 100% real, I'm on drinking at Christmas Eve at earliest. To be fair, speaking on behalf of every football fan, we all have anger issues. You could probably make the conversation for everyone, innit? would be up Lewis in a fight or Jimmy? What? Who would I rather fight? I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't have a bad word to say about Lewis or Jimmy, so I don't know. Melon on Astrid settings, getting their stomach pumped in different ways. Hey, Melon, I've got the. By the way, I've got the clip. I've got the clip in the thing. I can play it again. Talking about that. What was the angriest you've ever been at a West Ham match? Oh my god, there's a lot, man. There's a lot. If I let me try and put it. What was the match that pissed me off the most? Oh man, there's so many. Hey, Melon, if you're here, do I run the clip? I know you don't want to see it, but I've got it. You know what clip I'm talking about. I heard a car accident in the hospital because Antonio in attack. Oh, I heard a car accident in the hospital because Antonio in attack. Yeah, large up Antonio every time. Big up Scott as well. Angriest I've ever been at a West Ham match. Do you know what, the first one that comes to mind? Yeah, this is actually like I was actually more angry when we were good. And well, there was two Arsenal matches actually. It was the one where Pellegrini, 1920 season, we lost 3-1 to Freddie Ljungberg when we had Pellegrini. They had an interim, and we lost 3-1 to Arsenal. And because we were kind of petering off, I was getting really pissed off. We lost 4-0 to Oxford. So that game as well. The 3-3 against it was actually in a season when we were good. Yeah, we finished sixth. We drew 3-3 to Arsenal to beat 3-0 up, and I was really pissed off because we never really beat Arsenal. And I was looking to dunk on Arsenal fans when they were shit, and they equalised 3-3 because we didn't run enough, scored own goals, and it really pissed me off. Even though last season was bad, I guess the six again. Arsenal again 6-0 Arsenal. Last season was the one that really pissed me off. The 5-0 Chelsea was up there. I'm trying to go older West Ham games as well. Do you know what it is? Like I was more angry when I had expectation. Like when we're shit, I can turn it off. Like in terms of I can turn my brain off, sort of thing. Like I don't really get angry as much when I can accept that we're shit. But it's more like the game, like a game against Frankfurt at home was like I thought we could do so much better than what we did. Like the Tottenham game in the Carabao Cup a few seasons ago under Conte, I thought we could did so much better than we actually did. So those are a few that come to my head. Like it's kind of hard because when we're shit, I kind of just turn it off and I'm not angry anymore because I'm kind of used to it. A bit like this season, but it's more when we have expectation, I actually get more pissed off. Yeah, big on Scott. If you heard me at all when Cooper was here, you think I don't control anger issues. Like, if you heard just football fans out of context, you'd think we'd all have anger issues, as Barrio said earlier. What non-West Ham result pissed you off the most? Joe, hold on, let me get. Sorry, Melon, but listen, this is what happens when you have alcohol, people.
Fuck off, Prime. Fuck off.
Listen, drunk Melon will do anyone. Joy, you're not wrong.
If I had a few too many, I'd do you, Prime, innit? So relax.
Whoa.
Whoa.
We're going there. Okay.
Whoa. There's the Melon clip. Melon was on Jägermeisters. I'm sure Melon's happy that I played that clip. Let me go back to the questions. What non-result West Ham result pissed you off the most? Non-West Ham result. Okay, so this would be probably when one of the teams I hated the most probably won a game. Chelsea winning the second Champions League was up there. I didn't want that to happen. Biggest AO moment in YouTube history? Sorry, Melon, if you're still here, but you kind of make your own. You made your own bed. You made your own bed with that one. Bro, this guy. Oh, fam. But Yeah, non West Ham. Chelsea winning the second Champions League was up there. I'm trying to think. There's probably some Tottenham and Arsenal games that were up there. Probably any time that Man United scored in the last minute. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because Man United is Man United. Like, again, this is really difficult to pin it down to one game. Tottenham Ajax pissed me off. Tottenham Ajax, the second leg, that pissed me off. When they got through to the Champions League final, I was like, for fuck's sake. Because I think I wanted the Ajax Barcelona final because, again, Barcelona because of Messi. But then I knew Tottenham were going to lose the Champions League final, but it was kind of like, I was kind of pissed off that they were happy, just in general. So probably Tottenham Champions League semi-final and Chelsea Champions League final, those two. Mike, bro, what should the community do to minimize drug abuse, like crack, heroin becoming annoying? What do you mean the community? What? Who's drug abusing, bro? Name names, minerals. Name names. That for me, it's between Chelsea versus Madrid and a Bernabeu, 21-22 or 5-0. Last season against the Pitfall. Oh, right, yeah, for Chelsea, yeah. Because obviously that Modric decided to become prime Modric again and just bow outside of the boots of what, Rodrigo? That game was mad, and Real Madrid just kept coming back alive. They just kept coming back alive. They just were like, fuck it, man. Fuck it. In London, like the rapper. Which rapper, bruv? I don't see. There's nothing you can do. There's like the government, bruv. The government do crack, bruv. The government probably sniff coke, allegedly. So I don't really notice the crack and heroin abuse. 2 stars Max in it. Love to see hatred from our success. He made his own bed and invited Prime to it. I'm not gonna bait up Melon, but Melon when he's drunk is very funny. Very funny, and that's the kind of moment you get from him. But that kind of turned him off alcohol that day. But yeah, obviously you're gonna get more hate when you succeed in it. Like with Chelsea winning the Champions League, obviously I'm gonna hate. I didn't want you guys to win that game, of course. Of course I didn't. So he's what it is. To be fair, Melon went missing before the clip. So I don't know what he's doing now. Best rapper in East London, unknown T. He's definitely not the best rapper in East London, but he makes sick music. The best rapper is probably Kano. If you're talking East London rappers, it's probably Kano or Gets. But it depends what you like in it. I'm talking like just skill. Kano and Gets are probably the best East London rappers. Unknown T's sick though. He's not even the best in 98s. He's not even the best in Homerton. That's KO. KO is probably the best in Homerton. But East London got great. Like obviously I'm biased, but East London for me got the best rappers in England. Like I could name you one more. Like I could if we went back to back with, if people were to argue North London versus East London, if they name one, I could name one. Like it's quite easy for me to do that. Chelsea beating us 3-1 in the relegation season had me say some ridiculous shit about Brendan Rodgers. Understandable as well, because obviously, again, like a bit like us for boys, but a lot worse for you guys because you was in a proper relegation battle. It's like people don't understand like what you're watching week in, week out. And with you guys under Brendan Rodgers, he should have gone a long time ago. I know the board didn't help because you had to replace Schmeichel and Danny Ward was a big detriment, but also like a lot of the big players sometimes they didn't turn up at certain times. But Brendan Rodgers and his tactics, man, like people didn't understand because they weren't watching week in, week out. But because I pay attention to every club in the Premier League as much as I want to, like I understood the pain you were going through. Big up to Tony as well. Blimey, you're still on mics. I fell asleep 2 hours ago. Big up to you. Big up to yourself, Tony. Make sure to subscribe to Tony people as well. Yeah, I thought I might as well just carry on because I'm not talking about the game anymore. We're kind of just going left with it. We're kind of just chatting a bag of nonsense right now. Just doing Ask Anything now because the chat active. If any big London club were to win a UCL and you had to pick one, which one would it be? Probably you guys again, because I'm used to you guys winning it. If it's Tottenham and Arsenal, I'd probably have to I don't want you guys to win anything. Same way I don't want Tottenham and Arsenal to win anything, but I'm more used to you guys winning things, so I can kind of like put that under the bed and kind of phase it out. It kind of doesn't help now that I know way more Chelsea fans than I used to because of being a content creator. So you already know the Chelsea fans I know they're going to piss me off. and probably not go for me because they've got a lot more other people they can go for, like Arsenal fans and stuff like that. But I can put up with it at least. With Arsenal fans and Tottenham fans, I don't think Arsenal and Tottenham fans should ever be happy. Like, at least we're used to you guys being somewhat happy. Like, I don't as much as I don't want you guys to be, but with Arsenal and Tottenham, I don't think we should ever allow North London to be happy when it comes to football. I don't think they deserve it. So I wouldn't pick any. I couldn't pick any of them too. You could hold that we had to fight relegation about that season. Oh, you're back, yeah? We just played the clip of you. If Arsenal win a UCL, were you heard? Yes. You will still see me upload on YouTube, but I ain't answering my phone. So, man said football is good, but Chelsea is good. Yeah, you're moving, man. I said, I know, sorry. Facts, preach back, North London and Wellands. That's one thing we can agree on. See, like, Melody, you see, they're saying you'll get your stomach pumped, bro. That's crazy. Charlie said you made your own bed, invite Prime to it, and listen. That clip goes in folklore, my friend. That clip is in folklore. The twink is back. Keep getting your questions in, people. I'll go along for as long as I can, for as long as my people in the house tell me to shut the fuck up. Because it is 1 a.m, so I should be a bit quieter, but I can be loud at this time just because my neighbors are loud and they piss me off and they wake me up at 5 a.m, 6 a.m. So if they can hear me right now, they fucking deserve it. Bro, if Arsenal win a UCL, I would leave Antarctica and not even England, let alone London. But you got two, so you can dunk on them. I ain't got shit. So pause. What did I? But you can't. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, exactly. George, it is a pause, Melon. It is a pause, Melon. I'm tempted to play again. This is one of my favorite streams that I've done in a while because we ain't even talking about West Ham anymore. I'm probably going to do this more often. Just go crazy with it when the chats are active and stuff. Be there for every stream that I do, people, so we can just go left with it and just do ask anythings and Q&As and shit. Running up. All right, fine. Fucking hell, not quick enough on the stick.
Fuck off, Prime. Fuck off.
Listen, drunk melon will do anyone. Joy, you're not wrong.
If I had a few too many, I'd do you, Prime, innit? So relax.
Whoa.
Whoa.
We're going.
Man said if I had one more of this, I'll do you, Prime. Like, that's mental, by the way. If Arsenal win UCL, I would never have heard of football. NFL only. Yeah, I'm a darts fan if Arsenal win the Champions League. It's more of the summer, innit? Mid-season, I return to social media and talk. Bro, the summertime, you're just going to see shameless Arsenal fan after shameless Arsenal fan. Because think about it, yeah? Think about how Arsenal fans were gassed when they signed Declan Rice for 100 million and when they signed Kai Havertz for whatever reason. And when their players are on a run of form, like Saka world class, Odegaard world class, everyone's world class in their team. If they win the Champions League, they can at least back some of it up with actually winning something. But now, for now, we can laugh at them because they don't prove anything with what they say. Mad. Alcohol makes people move mad. Alcohol makes people move mad, bro. What the fuck, bro? What the fuck? But that's why when it comes to Arsenal fans, it's like the worst. Because as much as even with Man United, yeah, even when they won the FA Cup, they weren't as bad. If Arsenal won an FA Cup, even if they won an FA Cup, we're used to it. They won a Premier League. Arsenal only won a Premier League when I was 1 year old. Arsenal have never won the Champions League. So if they won either of them, I'm about on YouTube. You can't reach me. My phone's on airplane mode and do not disturb mode 24/7. These men were glazing Calafiori's looks and not his ability. They were legit posting gifs of Calafiori just looking into the camera. Listen, if you swing that way, you swing that way, but don't pretend you don't. But also just like you're meant to be a football fan talking about football. You're talking about how a man looks. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. They'd be like, Calafiori's shit. Yeah, but his hair. Like, bro, no one gives a fuck about his hair, bro. Like, just go and have a wank, bro. Like, reporters calling Arsenal the best looking team and the best looking manager was crazy until. Bro, it was in the fucking, what's it called? That one of the Arteta interviews where it was like, Saka, oh, he's a good looking guy, isn't he? He's actually quite a good look. It was one of them ones. I was like, bro, you're moving mad. What the fuck are you doing? They want to be his girlfriend more than his girlfriend. Yeah, exactly. These grown men, or they're around. The funny thing is, they're either like 12-year-old kids or they're like 30-year-old grown men running football Twitter accounts from a random place in the world. And they want to shag Calafiori. They want to be the girlfriend, these grown men. Bro, if Arsenal fans are allowed for second place, I would have wanted to know of them winning, bro. I haven't seen them win anything when I was in social media. Exactly. So there you go. I don't even remember how they were when they won their last FA Cup. They're a weird team with a weirder fan base. Yeah, do you know what? Like they've actually got like quite a good history, in a sense of a club. Like, but it's the fans that kind of like cater over. Like people be like, why do they hate Arsenal fans so much? Like Arsenal fans always like, why do you hate Arsenal fans so much? But also, have you not heard yourself? Have you not heard your own takes? Have you not heard your own takes? They went from the league is done, it's all over to the hunted become the hunters. We're going to win the league, all because of Newcastle Liverpool game. There you go. There you go. But you know what, people? We've gone on for nearly 3 hours. And we will do these more often. But I'm going to have to end it there. But listen, thank you guys for this. It's been great. Been a fantastic stream, people. But yeah, I became a fan since 2021, so I haven't seen it with anything in it. There you go. But make sure to like the video, people. Make sure to subscribe if you are new. Social media are in the description if you want to follow me, and the email for the inquiries. We're on the road to 1K subscribers. Big up to everyone, as always. And I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.